NAIA men's basketball game between two top 5 teams on the Antler Sports Network. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Sid Richardson Center on the campus of Texas Wesleyan University. I'm the St. Jimmy Christopher alongside Jared Moose Jones of the Antler Sports Network with the Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's a dream matchup between the NAIA Coaches Bowl, second-ranked 10-0, 5-0 in the SAC, Langston Lions, and number 4, 9-0, 4-0 in the RRAC, LSU Shreveport Pilots. Numbers match up quite evenly, with the Pilots scoring 82 points a game, the Lions 78. Langston has the top scoring defense in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Each team shoots 46% from the floor. Langston has a 36% to 22 edge in three-pointers. LSUS grabs 38 rebounds a game to 29 for Langston. LSU led by Melvian Flanagan, 13 points per game. Josh LeBlanc's 7.5 boards per contest. Langston's leading scorer is Anthony Roy with 18.8 a game, and DeMonte Brown is the leading boarder with 7 a game. Pilots lead the all-time series 13-5. The Lions won the last time the two played. That was in March of 2018. Jared, we're both excited about this one. How do you see this NAIA heavyweight bout?
Well, you said it perfectly, Jimmy. It's a heavyweight bout. Not only two of the best teams in their respective conferences, but two of the best teams in the country. I had the pleasure of speaking with both coaches pregame, who we'll hear from in just a moment, and everybody's just excited as we are, Jimmy. Both coaches very familiar with each other. Both teams very acclimated to the national championship scene. So I expect this to be a pretty close matchup. Two teams with national championship aspirations. They're well familiar with beating their conference, but they're looking to take that next step. And, Jimmy, I feel like this game here is going to be exactly that. Who is going to take that next step? Who truly reigns supreme?
I'm looking at it like, and I mentioned before we went on the air, that I'm looking at it like a in-season tournament game.
That's a bit of a touchy subject to some basketball fans, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This is pretty much a could be a national championship preview, or at least a Final Four or Elite Eight preview. So fair to say that the winner of this game here could be in the driver's seat to control their own destiny, to hoist up that red banner at the end of the year.
Because Langston's second in the NAIA poll, LSU Shreveport is fourth, so Grace, who Indiana is number 1, and Georgetown, Kentucky number 3. So it'd be like Grace playing Georgetown, Kentucky, 1 and 3, but this is 2 and 4.
Indeed so, Jimmy. And this is really, like you said, it's a dream matchup. You don't get these many opportunities right before the holidays. Everybody's tired. Everybody's beat up from the last semester. Everyone's ready to go home and get that good old-fashioned home cooking, see their families, and open up their presents. This is a present for us, and it's a present for our ASN2 viewers. A top 5 matchup right before the holidays. Jimmy, it doesn't get much better than this.
It doesn't. You caught up with both coaches. You want to do one now?
Indeed, I did. Let's go ahead and hear what my conversation with Coach Wright over at Langston. Arguably the biggest game at NAIA in the early goings, or in the later half of the preseason, I guess you can say, season. Coach Wright, always a pleasure to have you. Very familiar with these Langston Lions and how successful they've been in a very short time frame too in your tenure. What's the secret? Is there a recipe? Is there a seasoning, a type of sauce? What's been the key?
I think it starts with really good players. If you don't have good players, it doesn't matter what you do. And so, yeah, we've had, last year and this year, been fortunate to have a group of guys that have really bought in, that I think love each other, that, try to play the game the right way. And so, yeah, we've been able to have a lot of success in a short period of time.
Now, Coach, I asked your opposing coach today this exact same question. You're going to be the exact same. It's a more fun, lighthearted question. What was your favorite or most memorable Christmas gift, either now as an adult or back when you were a kid?
Man, well, I tell you what, if we won today, this might be my favorite Christmas gift that I've ever had. So growing up, obviously, I was a big Cowboy fan growing up in DFW, and so it had to be an Emmitt Smith autographed football card for sure.
So you said you're a DFW guy. You're pretty familiar with this area. How's it feel to be able to have a nice little homecoming in one of the biggest games of the year?
Man, it's great. When Coach Blankenship and I talked at the national tournament last year, we talked about possibly playing on a neutral court in Dallas, or Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so it's really cool to be able to come here, and a lot of my family's able to come. And so it's really special.
Now, it's obvious that you guys have a great mutual respect for each other, almost like a friendship. But when you get on that court between those lines, does that all go out of the window, or you got to heckle each other a little bit? What's that sideline going to be like today?
Man, hey, I do. I have a lot of respect for Coach Blankenship. I mean, if you look at what he's done since he's been at LSUS, never missed the national tournament, I think, in 12 years. They've probably been in the top 10 most of those years. And so I think he's as good as there is at this level. And so, yeah, we're definitely friends. Obviously, I would, it's never fun playing your friends because if you win, you don't feel quite as good. And if you lose, you feel just as bad. And so, it's a fun game for both of us, I think.
Coach Wright, just your first time on the Antler Sports Network. Pleasure to have you and your Lions here. Kind of introduce us to you. You already told us a bit about your DFW background, but talk about your coaching philosophy and introduce us to your Lions team.
So for me, this is, I think, year 21 in college coaching. And so before coming to Langston, we spent 4 years at Talladega College and HBCU in Talladega, Alabama. Our last year, we lost in the national title game. So I had a great run there. And, for me, it's really about, I love basketball. It's what I'm passionate about, but it's more so about being able to help young men, help them achieve the goals and dreams that they have for themselves. And, I feel very blessed to be able to coach college basketball for a living. It's, it can be hectic and stressful at times, but, just growing up, it's been my dream since I was about 15 years old.
Well, Coach, any closing thoughts ahead of this game? Anything from LSUS that you've seen on film that you're looking forward to seeing?
Again, we have a lot of respect for them. I know how good they are. Today's going to be a really, really good test for us. And so, hopefully we can keep them out of transition, kind of eliminate their easy baskets, guard the basketball and play without fouling. I think if we can do those things, we'll have a good chance. But, again, it's a tall task for us today.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your time. And most importantly, best of luck today.
Everything. At Pilshay Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
My name is Nathan LeMaster. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and here I have the Pill Puncher. This device, ladies and gentlemen, will help you get into pill packages very easily, sanitarily, and effectively. All you gotta do is take the point, puncture the back, right there, take the device, put it over the pill, as so, push it down, drops it into the reservoir, and there you go, folks. Why make this harder on yourselves? Save your fingers and get your Pill Puncher today.
So Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher with Jared Jones of the Antler Sports Network. Big event coming up here in about 20 minutes or so. We'll have number 2 in the NAIA, the Langston Lions, against number 4, LSU Shreveport, the Pilots. Interesting great interview had with Coach Chris Wright of Langston. And I read one of his quotes, and he said they made no secret of their goal is to win the NAIA championship. He felt as if a piece of his heart was ripped out how they played in the second half against Georgetown, Kentucky. And here they are 5 months later, ready to start over from that loss. He said this at the beginning of the season. Their program is not satisfied. Nobody is satisfied with winning conference title or 31 games. That's not why they came to Langston. And they've showed improvement all the way up to being number 2 now, and a well-balanced team and a good defensive team are the Langston Lions.
Well, one of the best teams on offense, one of the best teams on defense, Jimmy. Just to keep it plainly, both teams, they can move the ball, they can shoot the ball. Staying with Langston, they are shooting over 45% from the field. I like when people always bring up analytics and these fancy numbers and stuff, but sometimes you just got to look at the good old-fashioned numbers, Jimmy. If a team's putting up almost 80 points a game, that means you're putting the ball in the hoop at a very efficient clip. And to do that above 45% and that volume of points, that's going to put you in the same seat that Langston is in. One of the best teams in the country on both sides of the ball. And they also let their defense play their offense as well. And another thing I like to point out, switching over to LSU Shreveport, they're very, very cautious with the basketball. Only 12 turnovers a game against these fast-paced teams such as the Langstons that can slow you down or speed you up at a drop of a hat. Only having 12 turnovers a game, that's going to be pivotal come tournament time.
Absolutely, and you did catch up with Coach Blankenship. First name Kyle Blankenship, he in his 11th season, and that was just moments ago, and it went like this.
Coach, it's the holiday season, and here on the Antler Sports Network, we're pretty festive. So let's start off with a nice, fun question, shall we? What was your all-time favorite or most memorable Christmas gift or present?
Well, starting at an early age, I think my dad started buying me some trading cards, whether it was baseball or basketball or whatever. And so every year, even into my older age of 40, he'll always stick one pack into my stocking. I used to get boxes when I was younger, and I look forward to that every year and opening up those cards and collecting them. And so that's still a great memory to this day of mine.
Well, Coach, do you have any good cards that you're holding on to, hoping you can get some extra money out of, or anyone that holds any sentimental value?
Well, I've got some boxes and some stuff that I've got saved away in the closet. Hopefully I can pass on to my son one day. Probably nothing that I'm going to ever sell or give away. It just always brings back good memories to look at those. And sometimes you can remember the year that you opened it and you got that card. So that's always pretty cool.
Now, Coach, I would think right now there's no better Christmas gift, at least for you and your Pilots, than a win here today in a neutral site game here in Fort Worth. How was the drive up here?
Oh, it was great. We came up yesterday. We got to practice here in the gym, and guys got to get out and get around Fort Worth and go to Sundance Square. And my family and I got to go out and see the big Christmas tree and have dinner with my parents and my kids and my wife. So it's been a fun trip, and it'd be incredible to top it off with a victory today against one of the best teams in the country.
Now, you talk about one of those best teams in the country in these Langston Lions. What have you seen from on film that you're looking forward to seeing on the floor here in person?
Very familiar with Coach Wright's teams from all the way back when he was coaching at Talladega, and being able to see him in the national tournament every year. We've never matched up before, but they're always extremely tough. One of the best defensive teams in the country, super talented. They can score the ball in many ways, and we know we're going to have to play our best basketball today to come out with a victory.
Now, Coach, it's your first time here on the Antler Sports Network. Not everyone could be familiar with your Pilots team and yourself, so kind of introduce who you are, your background, and tell us about your team.
Well, I got my coaching start at LSUS as an assistant coach, and then moved around a little bit before I became a head coach at LSU Shreveport 12 years ago. And we at one time were in the league with Texas Wesleyan, and we've had a tremendous program. Been to 19 consecutive national tournaments. That's the second longest in the country. And it's always a goal of ours to make it there and to advance. And the only thing we feel like our program hasn't done is win a national championship. And so that's always something we're striving for. And each year we try to put a team together that we hope can give us a chance to do that. And this year we're off to a good start, but it really doesn't matter what you're doing in December. It matters what you're doing in March. So very proud to be the head coach of this program. A lot of tradition and a lot of history. And we've got a lot of great support. And we love LSUS.
Now, for this LSUS team, as you said, December games, not as important as the March games, but this is a good little measuring stick, I guess you could say. You talk about your aspirations of winning that national championship. You've been to the big dance. You just got to get the final slipper on. So how have you looked at this game, and how have you portrayed this game to your team?
Well, Coach Wright and I sat at a table after we both got knocked out in Kansas City last year, and we talked about how we could make our teams better and prepare for when we got back to that position, hopefully. And one of the things was that we needed to play each other. We needed to play good teams. Last year we came in here on a neutral court and we played Wayland Baptist, who was a top 10 team, and we came out with a victory, and we felt like that propelled us to a great second half of the season. So today is good for both teams, win or lose. I mean, one of us is going to go home not happy. The other one's going to be celebrating it. But at the end of the day, we know that this is going to make both teams better when it comes to March time.
Now, Coach, finally, I want to circle back to when you first got off of the respective bus here in Fort Worth. Did you any restaurants or any food in particular or any places that you really enjoyed that you look forward to maybe coming back to at a later date?
Well, last year we had a barbecue restaurant. I can't remember the name of it. Coach Singleton put me on that. That was really good. But we don't have P.F. Chang's in Shreveport, Louisiana, and that's a favorite of my wife and mine. So we made sure that our family went there and ate there last night. I'm sure there's a lot better places, but we hit up P.F. Chang's last night, and we're open to any suggestions. We're foodies, so if you guys got any, let us know, and we may catch it on the way out of town here.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time, and most importantly, best of luck today.
All right, thank you, sir.
Give it everything. At Pill Shaky and Tyler, we're tough. Never quits.
My name is Nathan Lemaster. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and here I have the Pill Puncher. This device, ladies and gentlemen, will help you get into pill packages very easily, sanitarily, and effectively. All you got to do is take the point, puncture the back, right there. Take the device, put it over the pill, like so, push it down, drops it into the reservoir, and there you go, folks. Why make this harder on yourselves? Save your fingers and get your Pill Puncher today.
Welcome back, Jimmy the St. Christopher, Jared the Moose Jones, Antler Sports Network on the Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week, and it's going to be a good one, folks. NAIA, 2 top 5 teams, the Langston Lions, number 2, the LSU Shreveport Pilots are number 4, and wow, going back to, I loved your questions. The first question you had for both Coach Blankenship of the Pilots and Coach Wright of the Lions was, what's your favorite Christmas gift?
Well, Jimmy, that question applies to you, too. What was your all-time favorite Christmas present?
Oh, gosh, I had so many of them, Jared. That's a good question. I can tell you one that I never got. It's kind of an extended story, but I grew up in Dubuque, Iowa, big Catholic family, 5 sisters, 4 of them younger. At this point, there was just my older sister, me, my younger brother. But we were big into cowboy movies, and I wanted a pair of Spurs from the Western Auto Store down on Central Avenue in Dubuque, Iowa. And my parents said, okay, stop wetting the bed, and you'll get those Spurs. I did. I didn't wet my bed for that whole Christmas season. This is probably, I was probably 5, 6, 7, whatever, maybe even younger than that. Did not commit that act, but didn't get the Western Spurs, the Western Auto Spurs. But just Christmas is big for my wife and I, and just all those memories I had growing up with that big family and your aunts and uncles and grandparents, and just the warmth and the sounds and the music, and just so to answer that question, that's a tough one because I got so many wonderful gifts, not including the Western Auto Spurs. But, they're fake Spurs and stuff because we used to dress up like cowboys back then. But how about you? What was your favorite gift?
Man, favorite Christmas present. Honestly, you stumped me, Jimmy. I got to admit. Oh, I do remember. It was
a good question.
It was. Who would have thought? One of my favorite questions to ask coaches. I can't even answer myself. Go figure. But, man, all-time favorite Christmas present. Honestly, I'll have to say when my father got us Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out back in 2013, me and my brother got it. My older brother, who actually lives right around the corner here in Arlington. So, Tutu, James Jones Jr., if you're watching, hello, how do you do? But when we first got it, this was back when video games were kind of going into the age that they are now, where you have to have a whole separate flash drive or a thumb drive to download it. And that was at the latter months of when you could just pop the game into the console and play it. Just go to town, have fun. We had to run to Walmart to go pick up a thumb drive, and my dad was aggravated. Oh, why do you have to buy a whole nother one just for this? But at the end of the day, that was kind of something that me and my brother always bonded over, playing video games with each other. I mean, he would always kick my teeth in at certain games like racing games and wrestling games. I can hang with him now. I'm a little bit better in my quote-unquote older age and the more wisdom I've gotten in video gaming. But just having that game, being able to bond with him in a way that we still bond with over now, I guess it's more the sentimental thing, not just as much as the materialistic aspect of the present. So probably not as cool as not wetting the bed trying to get Spurs, but it's the best I got.
Hey, remember back in those days, because I was born in 1950, so growing up, in the 50s and the 60s, for 18 years being around my family for all those Christmases, there was mono stereo, and then it became stereophonic stereo, the old record players, the old vinyl albums on record players. There wasn't any of the modern day technology. There was rotary telephones, there was no cell phones, there was no internet, so you couldn't ask for any of that.
Gives me chills.
So that's why you asked for Spurs from the Western Auto Store.
That's got to be a cool
gift, you had to achieve something to get those, which I did but didn't get them. But anyway.
I feel like getting on a first date, that would be a nice little arrow to have in the quiver. Hey, baby, you like my Spurs? At least I feel like that'd be a cool little thing to bring out. Maybe give you an extra boost of luck.
What, the Spurs?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But
my pop always said, chicks dig the Spurs. And I ain't talking to the basketball team probably right now.
Right now. I feel sorry for Pop. Speaking of the Spurs, with all the losses they've had. Was it 18 in a row now?
Too many.
Yeah,
too many to count.
It is too many. Hey, speaking of basketball and getting closer to home, Sooner Athletic Conference, Langston is in the SAC. The RRAC, the Red River Athletic Conference, that's the conference that Louisiana State University Shreveport is in. But let's look at the Sooner Athletic Conference, and Langston, of course, on top of it. They're 5-0 in the conference, 10-0 overall. They haven't lost since, you said, back in, was it February of last year?
That was the last regular season loss. Now, remember, they did lose in the NAI tournament, as Coach Wright talked about earlier. But this is a team that's very acclimated to getting the job done when they matter and even when they don't matter. Well, not really necessarily don't matter, but when it's games like this, as we heard from Coach Blankenship and Coach Wright, this is a December game, but this is a good measuring stick. And Langston has been phenomenal in these measuring stick games, and that's why they've been able to find success in the national tournament. I expect nothing different from Coach Wright in these Lions, Jimmy.
And I looked up the common opponents. Of course, Sagu played LSU down in Waxahachie. just the most recent game, actually back on the 16th of November. It wasn't most recent. It was back last month, and that was a close one. Sagu got beat 73-71. Then UNT Dallas played at the dock over in Shreveport against the Pilots. The Pilots won that one 95-80. So those are the two common opponents. Sagu played Langston December 9th. Langston crushed them 86-55, and they played just 2 days after that on December 11th, just 8 days ago. They played the University of North Texas at Dallas, Josh Howard's club, and won that handily 79-54. So with those two common opponents, it's like Langston has the edge. But those go out the window with this. You don't really, base anything on who they played, who they beat.
Jimmy, that's how the old trope goes. Any given Sunday, well, in this case, it's any given chilly Tuesday afternoon. Games like this, you can never really gauge. No one really has a clear advantage over the other. Only way to settle it, tip the ball up in the air and get them going.
Absolutely, and we mentioned the RRAC, the Red River Athletic Conference, which LSU Shreveport is on top of. They played 9 overall, won them all, and then, of course, 4 of the conference games that they've won. They're ahead of Xavier, Louisiana, who's 3-1 in the conference, 7-2 overall, and then LSU Alexandria, 3-1 in the conference and 5-4 overall. But these two clubs, as we've been saying, big game. Number 2, Langston in the NAIA. It's the whole country for the NAIA. And number 4, LSU Shreveport. Xavier, Louisiana, we mentioned them. They're 21st. And then Wayland Baptist of the SAC, they're 23rd. Sagu did get 36 votes in Science and Arts of Oklahoma. Both those schools are SAC schools. Science and Arts of Oklahoma got 10 votes.
Now, Jimmy, it just is a testament to how much talent is in both of these respective conferences. To not only have multiple teams ranked, but also receiving votes as well. That shows that top to bottom, there's great ball clubs, there's great coaches, there's great athletes, there's great stories. Just 2 conferences with a multitude of fantastic teams, headlined by 10 guys that are going to be on the floor tonight that I'm expecting at least to light up this floor here in Fort Worth.
Have we decided who, I know you were discussing with Shalyn Anderson of the Texas Wesleyan Sports Information Department, because there wasn't really designated a home team, right?
I mean, honestly, I'm still torn on who to really give it to. LSU Shreveport, the closer team geographically, but as we heard from Coach Wright of Langston in the pregame, this is a hometown game for him.
Yep.
These are his stomping grounds. Also, not even just that, but he's played in this gym multiple times, more times than LSUS has in terms of SAC conference play. So really, I don't know. Do we flip a coin to figure out who the home team is? I don't know.
Well, we'll play it down the middle. We'll be homering for each club, for LSUS and for Langston as well.
Sounds good to me.
Speaking of Langston, let's do their starting lineup, shall we? Already talked to head coach Chris Wright, did Jared, and they are going to run out Ronald Mitchell, 6'3", senior guard from Philadelphia, PA. Anthony Roy, their leading free thrower, their leading points per game guy, 6'5", junior guard out of Oakland, California. Toro Dean, 6-foot senior guard out of Miami. He is their leading playmaker with assists. He has 7 steals and 6 assists this season. Also, Jay Allen Tovar, 6'9", senior from San Jose, California, has 3 blocks. And Cortez Mosley, 6'5", senior guard from Peoria, Illinois. Those are the starting 5 for the Langston Lions, ranked 2 in the NAIA. They're 10-0, 5-0 in SAC play.
Now, this Langston team, as we've seen already, Jimmy, here in the warm-ups, they are flying through the air. I think Lovefield might have caught them on a radar a couple of times. And we've seen it from LSUS when they first came into the gym, straight off the bus or straight out the drive from Shreveport, Louisiana. They were lined up before knocking down shots. So athletic, shooting the ball. This is poised to be a fantastic game. I
think we'll dust off a lot of the three-point calls that I haven't used or the slam dunk calls for tonight. Let's roll through the Shreveport Pilots, 4th in the NAIA. They're 9-0, 4-0 in RRAC play under the guidance of Kyle Blankenship, who will be seated to our right with his charges. Kyle in his 11th season. They'll run out Jordan DeQueer, 6'3" sophomore from Zachary, Louisiana. Paul King, 5'10 senior from Monroe, Louisiana, their leading playmaker with 3 assists per game. Then Jalen King, 6'5 junior from Columbus, Georgia. Damon Davis, 6'2 senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Pilots, James Ellis, 6'11 senior forward from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Played at Langston last year, so that's an interesting twist. He's a former Lion.
Now that was the biggest glaring thing I saw going over these starting lineups, Jimmy. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of extra bad blood or some animosity. As a former player, I would expect so. You want to get back at your former team, your former coach, your former trainer. It's a lot of heartfelt nature in the heart of an athlete. And playing against your former ball club, don't know what happened to make him take the drive from Langston to Shreveport, but you have to think that's definitely going to be something he wears on the sleeve today.
Scrabble break. We'll be back for the tip-off of this big NAIA game from the SID in Fort Worth after this timeout. More basketball coming up on the Antler Sports Network.
Everything. At Pelche, Key, and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
My name is Nathan LeMaster. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and here I have the Pill Puncher. This device, ladies and gentlemen, will help you get into pill packages very easily, sanitarily, and effectively. All you got to do is take the point, puncture the back, right there. Take the device, put it over the pill, like so, push it down, drops it into the reservoir, and there you go, folks. Why make this harder on yourselves? Save your fingers and get your Pill Puncher today.
Just moments away from this big NAIA in-season tournament game. That's what I'm going to call it, between number 2, the Langston Lions, and number 4, Louisiana State University Shreveport Pilots. Jimmy the St. Christopher, Jared Jones, Brendan Snow will be our sideline reporter this afternoon, as Brian Carpenter, the PA announcer here at the Sid Richardson Center in Fort Worth on the campus of Texas Wesleyan University, listing the starters for Langston and Louisiana Shreveport Pilots. Our officials today, we gave you those starters for both clubs before. I'll run through those real quick here. But the officials today, Trent Lindstrom, Jay Trotter, and Trenton Cheney is the lead officials. The Pilots will wear their mustard, yellow, purple, and some white trim on their snappy uniforms, and we're designating Langston as the home squad. They'll be in their red and black with their piping too. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
You and me both, Jimmy. This Sid Richardson Center, as I always said, it's not a massive gym, it's a nice intimate atmosphere. It makes big games like this, to me, even cooler.
And as Coach Blankenship told you on the pregame show that they came over early yesterday, the team, and checked out some restaurants in Fort Worth. Had a good time, Sundance Square, as we're about ready for the tip-off. It'll be Jay Allen Tovar, the 6'9 senior from San Jose, jumping center with James Ellis, the 6'11 senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And throwing the ball into the air here at the SID will be Trenton Cheney, our lead official for this big NAIA game, number 2 against number 4. We're excited. We hope you are too. Happy holidays. We're 6 days away from Christmas 2023.
Oh, man.
Into the air it goes, and a spun tip is controlled by Langston. Mitchell controls it. Now high now with it is Dean. Dean throws it right. Mitchell came out to get it. Back to Dean. Dean dribbles down the left side, high on the left double. One-arm pass goes to Mosley. Mosley drives and tries to get it down underneath. It goes awry. Tried to get it to Allen Tovar, and it's out of bounds off the black and red Langston Lions. So the Pilots of LSUS bring it in. Paul King crosses the half-court line, dishes to DeQueer. DeQueer goes left to Davis, out to the Rams logo at center court. King, he gets decked by Toru Dean. Good flop there. I don't know if that was enough to really take him down, but he got hit in the face.
Now, to take another look here, we'll get the final answer as we have an official stoppage here. Catches the ball, gets right in the center floor. And he definitely did get poked. 50-50 call there.
So down goes Dean. Foul on him as the Pilots bring it in. Baseline jumper by King, back iron miss. He goes for his board, gets a fresh 20. Now they patty kick it around, and Langston comes away with it. Allen Tovar clears it to Mitchell. And loping across the half-court line with it is Dean. Dean will hand off to Mitchell. He in turn hands off to Mosley. Mosley in turn hands off to Roy. Roy gives it to Dean. Dean to Allen Tovar, just 1 foot outside the top of the key, to Dean with 10 to shoot, driving low paint, and he clips Paul King. So Dean on Paul King. We've had 2 body smacks.
Langston already getting that motion offense going. The dribble handoffs, if you fall asleep even for a moment on defense, those could really kill you on the offensive side of the ball.
Langston, by virtue of the foul, will play it in. They do, and uncorking our first 3 ball away, rimming the cup at the shot clock buzzer was Jalen King, a miss. We're still scoreless here. Played 1:20 in the attacking zone come the Pilots. They lose it and going 3/4 of the length and scoring our first basket of the ball game. Toru Dean. It's 2-0. 8:25 to play, first half.
We talked about how speedy this Langston team can be on the break. We even talked to Coach Blankenship about he wanted to control the tempo. He knows this Langston team likes to run, and when they like to run, it could spell trouble.
DeQueer has it. He throws it out high to the big man Ellis. Ellis dribbled a couple times, then whipped it to his left to King. Ellis gets it back, and good defense. He misses the rim, hit the backboard, but nice defense by Mosley. Langston in the zone now. 21-footer, top of the key. Heartbreak. Second 3 is missed. That one rimmed out by Roy, boarded by Allen Tovar. Whistle. First substitution of the game. Coming in will be Josh LeBlanc for the Pilots, and also entering Melvian Flanagan. Boy, he's a leading scorer off the chairs, 19 points per game.
Well, if you're Coach Blankenship, you can't be mad at that. If one of your best scorers, let alone your top scorer, is coming off of the pine, you got to feel pretty good about operating that second unit.
Official Trotter was kind of cleaning the ball off. Now the Pilots bring it into the attacking zone. Paul King, far right corner to Jalen King. Jalen King, nice defense by Roy. Back out to the freshly inserted Flanagan. Flanagan goes in through a pass at the free throw line left to Davis. Davis, high block pass out. 3-ball on the way, and that bounces around and off. 3-ball missed by Jalen King. They still haven't scored yet of the Pilots.
Not at all, and they're getting great shots. That Langston defense, specifically the help side, has just been there.
Dean on Paul King. Watch that matchup all night. He'll try to get down low, and it's picked off by LeBlanc. LeBlanc to Flanagan. Flanagan unloads, back iron, high miss, and 2 red and black clad Lions go for it. Resting the board away is Toro Dean. Head to Mitchell. Mitchell fires a pass to Roy. Roy will go into the paint. Roy down the paint, left-handed layup off the left side, hit the backboard and nothing else. Alan Tovar underneath gets clipped. Be our first free throws of the game. Damon Davis, the guilty Pilot.
Tovar's already doing a great job of cleaning the glass, and one thing I like about bigs, specifically the lankier ones in the NAI level, when they can catch the offensive glass and have the strength to just go back up with it and earn your shots at the charity stripe.
Alan Tovar, a San Jose, University of New Mexico transfer, toes the stripe, fires a free throw up and hits the front rim and goes off to the right side. Maybe teams are chilly like the weather outside.
Plus, these rims here at Sid Richardson, not the friendliest in the world. A ball or two likes to kind of roll off under his own volition.
Alan Tovar with a 7-point average coming in for boards a game. This is the second one, so we're still stuck at a 2-0 Lions lead with 16:38 to play. Paul King in the attacking zone for LSUS, fires a pass. Calvin Carpenter rose up to get it. Drives the baseline, throws it along the baseline to Jalen King, to Paul King. 10 to shoot, low block. He finally gets rid of it to LeBlanc. LeBlanc in turn gave it to Paul King. He missed front lip. Still 2-0. We have a baseball shutout going.
If my golf score looked like this, I'd be pretty happy, Jimmy. Like, I can't lie to you there.
You wouldn't be doing this. You'd be on the links professionally. In the paint, and a nice turnaround halfway down the paint. Shot thrown in by Cortez Mosley. And the Lions build their lead to 4-0 as we're under 16 to play here in the first half.
Jimmy, early on, one thing I've noticed how physical Langston's defense has been. They are smothering and not letting LSUS get anything easy.
And on cue, Roland Mitchell steals away from Flanagan, drives and scores off the right side with the right hand. Has 2 and 1 coming.
That's that physicality. We've seen it on defense, and now we've seen it on offense. They had a trailer. Langston at least had a trailer going down the floor as it was Mosley who was along that left side along the key line. I thought he was going to toss it off the backboard and see a little yamp time here in the early going. But if you take 3 the easy way, then why not?
Foul is on LeBlanc of the Pilots. At the stripe now it'll be Ronald Mitchell, 6'3", senior from Philadelphia. Sam Houston State transfers. He came in with a 12-point average, couple boards, couple assists per game. First year at Langston.
Mitchell, Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if he spent any of his days on the playground.
I wonder if he's a Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, Eagles fan. Misses the and one, so still 6-0 now Langston. Pilots have yet to score. They almost lost it there. Calvin Carpenter into the game with the white headband. He dishes to Flanagan. Melvin Fansley dribbling. He'll pop one from 22 feet, and he hits it. 1, 2, 3. The first 3 of the game is a big one. Wow.
Nasty, nasty bucket. That shot was so nasty, Jimmy, that'll make a freight train take a dirt road.
Yeah, it shot that train off the... Oh, and it's picked in the attacking zone by LeBlanc for the Pilots now. LeBlanc, low block, works herself into the paint. Turnaround scores with the right hand. A little 6-footer.
Great touch by the big man on the follow-away. Nice little baby hook teardrop right into the cup. Now we got ourselves a 1-point game. LSUS seems to be waking up.
They sure have. And with it now are the Lions in the zone. Roy to Mitchell. Mitchell has it poked away, and the Pilots want it called off the Lions, and they are correct. Out of bounds to LSUS.
Now that the Pilots are seeming to have settled into their offensive game plan, maybe a little inside-outside game, even if that's just something as simple as breaking down any matchup that you can find, it seems to be working and brought them back into this game because Langston, early on, Jimmy, and you probably agree with this, they came out punching.
Driving now is Flanagan on the baseline, loses the handle, and it goes out of bounds off Flanagan and the Pilots, so they turn it over.
Flanagan's very shifty. We've already seen how easy it is for getting into open space. It's a little too quick there.
Dean with some sideway dribbling. That's a good matchup against Paul King. It's going to be like that all game, I believe. Brown had it, gives it back to Dean. Dean's pass picked off by the aforementioned Paul King. He brings it in the offensive zone for the Lions. Lob pass underneath. The big man LeBlanc goes up and gets it. Tries to get it to Johnson, who is attacking the paint, and he turns it over. Mosley came away with it for the Lions. There's a pass underneath. They tried the alley-oop. It wasn't far enough close to the basket, but still nonetheless a two-pointer scored by Mosley. Boy, nice assist. Wow.
Talked about these flying Lions, Jimmy, and that's Exhibit A.
They sure are flying. They have an 8-5 lead, and driving and drawing a foul was Calvin Carpenter for LSUS.
I got to agree with Coach Blankenship here, Jimmy. I think he had continuation. I thought he would be heading to the line, but official called it on the floor.
Paul King will grab a chair to our right. No shooting situation. Pilots will play it in. Davis does that to LeBlanc. LeBlanc turned around, a little floater. He's in the paint and he scored it. Boy, shot it over the Lions big man.
Maybe hook back-to-back forward to Blanc. He's got great touch around the rim. Even on a defender his size, they typically...
Welcome back to the Sid Richardson Center, Texas Wesleyan Campus, Fort Worth. Jimmy the St. Christopher, Jared Jones, Brendan Snow. This big number 2 against number 4, Lions against the Pilots. Pilots with their first lead of the game, they lead it. Lions with the ball, are down by 1. Roy whips it out to top of the key to Dean. He goes left, a 3-ball on the way, fail, but getting his own board was Mitchell. Follows that up with another 3, misses. Scraping that board down hard was Calvin Carpenter for LSUS. Try to get to the right corner, and it's intended for Jalen King. Almost stolen away by Cortez Mosley, but they're going to nail Mosley for the foul.
And that's the other side of this double-edged sword for this physical Langston defense. Sure, you could cause some more turnovers, force more turnovers, and get more open runs in transition, but you also open yourself up to early foul trouble. Langston already at 4 fouls, with still 9.5 left to go.
Pilots will snap it in. Davis throws it to Ellis. Pilots with a 1-point lead, 9.5 to play in the first half. Flanagan with it. Out high, the big man throws up a 3-ball and nothing but net. Swish through a 20-footer. Nice shot by James Ellis. Pilots with their biggest lead of the early going. It's now 19-15. Lions with the ball. Toru Dean. Snap past right corner. Body fake by Mosley. He drives, uses the backboard, misses. His follow-up is missed. Gets his fresh 20 with the board, and then dribbles it out of bounds. He went through the paint. He says it went off LSUS. He's wrong. Goes off the black and red of Langston. Whew. They took their first lead of 16-15 a few moments ago. They have a 4-point advantage, trying to add to that. They're in the attacking zone. Davis with the sharp yellow shoes matching his uniform. Pass intercepted. Mosley stops, throws left corner, head and shoulder fake, and then out to a 3-point attempt and missed by Mitchell after he got it from Lennox. Pilots with the board, pointing and walking now. Davis as he breaks into a trot crossing the half-court line. Pass to Carpenter to Davis. Flanagan kind of chewing now, looking for a good situation. Flanagan pops a 3 there, front iron miss, but it's tipped to Ellis. He got a fresh 20. Ellis just below the free throw line. Couldn't reel it in. Lennox gets it for the Lions in attacking zone. Mitchell passes left baseline drive. Little floater. Air ball shot up by Dean. Into the arms of Carpenter and the Pilots. He goes into the paint. Shoots a 10-footer. Ellis tried to slam it and he thuds down. Hope James okay. You heard that big thud. What is a lot of man, a 6'11 senior kid out of Pittsburgh is down, and trainer for the Pilots in the silence here after the foul on Mosley.
That was a hard fall that he took.
Wow.
Hopefully get something he's okay, because, man, that was a rough fall. Kudos to him for rising up and trying to get the putback. That takes some effort. Looks like both teams are going to the bench now.
Yeah,
definitely going to get our silent reporter, Brendan Snow, to speak to the trainers to see if we can get an update on him, because he's still on the ground. Looks like he might have bumped that right elbow, but he's up and seems to be okay.
Yeah, that was, and he's doing the Pete Townshend guitar strum with that right arm.
Seems I might have just tweaked it a little. He's looking, telling his teammates, I'm good, but that was a nasty fall he took.
And he's in the huddle, too, so he'll still be out there unless they pull him.
Looks like he's still on the floor.
Yeah. There he is. He talks with his coach, Kyle Blankenship.
Yeah, still talking right in front of us here to Coach Blankenship. Looks like he's going to get back on the court. Is he still okay?
He kind of tapped his right arm, which is heavily tatted.
That was a hard tap, Jimmy. That one a love tap. That was a nasty one, but he seems to be all right. He's back on the floor.
But he tapped his elbow, when he's talking to Coach Blankenship, saying, it's okay. But it was a hard tap in his right elbow, so he's showing, look, I got to hit it hard. It's okay, all right? Staying in.
But I wouldn't want to try to simulate the hit that he took.
Technical.
We got a technical foul. Wow. Was that on Coach Wright, or seemed like it might have been on Coach Wright?
So that's why Ellis was saying, I want to stay in there. I got some free ones, technical free ones coming. And
how about that?
He switches that through. Ellis 44 in the season from the stripe. Wow. So the Lions can go up by 6. It's just a tick over 8 to play here in the first half. And they do. And they'll get the ball to boot.
Looks like a quick sub for LSUS. Is Ellis going to knock down the free throws and come right back out? Or a little bit of a platoon swap? No, Ellis is still
staying in. So they get the 2 points like a safety in football. You get the 2 points and then you get the ball kicked to you. So Pilots will bring it in. Lead of 6 now with 8:01 to play first half. As two of our officials, Lindstrom and Cheney, talking. Flagrant 1. Thank you, Brendan Snow.
Wanted to talk things over with Coach Wright. Don't know if it was on him, but it turns out it was on the fall that Ellis took.
Flanner with the inbounds pass, step back, right side rim miss. Look at Davis getting the board in the fresh 20. Jalen King throws it to Davis. Davis had it poked away, but gets it back. Mid-block to Ellis. Ellis under duress. Every 3 black and red shirts were there, and the throw goes out of bounds off Flanagan. Coach Blankenship didn't like that exchange.
Now Flanagan, he hit that 3 earlier in the first half. Really hasn't been able to get that same mojo back. Why don't just try to slow down, let the game come to him, because he's definitely one of the best ball handlers on this Pilots roster, as we've already seen.
Mitchell threw it, and now ended up with it is Kuath. 3-pointer failed by Brown. Rebound at a fresh 20 by Lennox for the Lions, who trail by 6, nearing 7 to play here in the first half. On the right wing now is Brown. Boy, just good defense by the Pilots. Wow, Brown goes into the paint, stops, rises, shoots, front iron miss. Boarded, and a fresh 20 by Kuath. Kuath, before a whistle, draws a foul. Are they going to call it on Kuath?
Seems like things are getting a bit chippy on the floor. This is what really you can expect as LSUS gets whacked with the foul. This is an intense game, even though there's not a conference standing or national tournament spot on the line. These are two great teams, and this is what you can expect. Competitive nature from all 10 players on the floor.
The Queer was the fouler. No, it was Flanagan. No, it was DeQueer. It was DeQueer. Regardless, Lions to bring it in. Lennox gets it into Roy. Roy, left-handed pass out top to Knox. Mitchell has it. Mitchell hopping, skipping a jump, and a two-hand slam dunk by Kueth for the Lions.
We waiting on a dunk all game long, Jimmy. We had two opportunities where we thought we were going to see a slam, but here we go. Dunks, to me, are big momentum shifters, and if Langston wants to get in this game, they have to capitalize off of that.
It was just a simple, plain two-hand dunk. I didn't give it the two-hand hammer.
Two-hand screwdriver. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Or an Allen wrench.
Shot off the right side, missed as King missed the shot. He gets floored, draws a foul. It's on aforementioned Kueth, who had the screwdriver, two-hand hammer slam dunk for the Lions. So at the charity stripe, Jalen King, 73 on the season for the Columbus, Georgia product. Played at South Georgia State and makes the first free throw. Builds the Pilots lead to 21-17. Second one coming. It's on the way and makes that one too. So 5-point lead for the Pilots. 6:22 to play first half. Lions with the ball. Nolan Mitchell will lope across the Rams logo at center court. Fires to Kueth. Kueth, top of the key pass to Lennox, who had come around for it. Lennox faked left. Did he travel? Somebody's down. It's Kueth that got knocked down.
It was a loose ball foul along that far side. It looks like that's going to be called against the Pilots, Paul King. And fun fact, talked to Coach Blankenship, Paul King and Jalen King, not related. No relation there.
That's right. I was wondering that, and I found out earlier that they weren't.
It definitely piqued my interest. You'd love to see cool names and brothers and siblings on teams. So.
And you are the Nugget man, too.
Indeed I am. McDonald's and Chick-fil-A got nothing on me.
Dean into Roy for the Lions, who are down by 6. Roy, nice move. Scored it as he was going toward the baseline. 10-footer scored.
Ooh, that's a grown man bucket, Jimmy.
That
Going
was
down
a great
the hill.
Shot.
Right on the right side, block, bigger defender, go right into his chest, put it over his head, kiss off the glass.
King around the back dribble as he hit it into the paint, and he loses the handle. Picking it up is Roy. Roy will come into the Lions offensive zone. Snap pass down. The paint goes Knox. He gets clipped. 2 shots coming.
Well, that both teams now have 6 fouls as a team. We still have 5.5 minutes left to play. These teams leaving everything on the floor as we expected.
Another one on King. Board says Jay King, but I think it was on Paul King.
It was on King. That's the best we
got.
on
King. Sharif Knox at the stripe, sinks the free throw for the Lions. St. Joseph University transfer. Another kid out of Philadelphia, PA. Is Knox. Knox front iron lip. It's pulled coming toward us. Oh, into the chairs to our right goes Knox. Thought I was going to get a save there. Knox beat me to it as he took a dive. Actually, that was Roy that went into the chairs.
Sack into the chair. I thought he was trying to apply as an assistant coach over at LSUS.
He was right there at the seats where they sit, where Coach Blankenship sits. Pilots with the ball. Under 5.5 to play first half. They lead by 3. King with some fancy dribbling. Fall away on the baseline of 13 feet misses. Board grabbed by the Lions. They in the zone now. Dean. Out high, no look pass, Knox. Dean fires it through the paint. Boy, he threw a fastball there, but stepping on that little bitty end line, there's a couple of inches with her tan. People think it's not the end line because there's big, blue end line beyond that, but he steps on the tan. He's out of bounds.
Oh, Jimmy, the Sid tan line strikes again. We've seen it many a time during our Texas Wesleyan Ram broadcast, and it's striking here today.
So the Pilots in the offensive zone with a 3-point lead, under 5 to play, first half. Signaling is King, throws it right to Carpenter. Carpenter on Knox, or Knox with the face mask and the good defense. Pass tipped and picked off by Dean of the Lions. Ahead it comes to Roy. Into the paint it goes. Dean, no-look pass, and it gets stuck. Shot by the Lions, Mitchell in the left corner. We had one of those in a Rams women's game, just the last game Brendan Snow and I did on the opposite basket. So I'm equal now with balls getting stuck in the baskets here at the Sid.
Well, Jimmy, how about this? We just witnessed some Antler Sports Network history. That is the first wedgie in our 2 years in operation that we've seen a wedgie during a basketball broadcast, high school or college, boys, girls, men's, or women. So how about that?
A red letter day for Antler Sports. Pilots with the ball, still with a 3-point lead. 4:25 to play. Shot from the right corner by DeQueer is blocked. They get it in a fresh 20, and firing up a 3-ball high off the left side was Carpenter, and he missed. The Lions now will slow her down as they come into the attacking zone across the half-court line. It's Dean. Dean to Lennox. Lennox fires. Nice pass over a defender to Dean from Lennox. Now Dean throws it to Roy. 7 to shoot. Roy charges to the paint, jumps, shoots, and scores. Boy, he's got those nice moves. That was a beaut. A 10-footer just off the high block. Lions down by 1. Pilots with the ball. Up 23-22, 3:40 to play here in the first half.
One thing I want to know, Jimmy, right behind us here, the Langston fans, even though they had a pretty good drive, they came out in pretty good numbers. LSU West as well across from us here.
Way downtown, DeQueer threw it to King, and he shoots a 22-footer, and it fails. So still a defensive battle here as we go down to the 3-minute mark in 20 seconds. Alan Tovar whips it to Roy. Roy with that nice move, hit the backboard, nothing else. Good defense down low, out of bounds, off the gold, purple, and white.
Bit of a platoon swap here for LSUS and one singular switch for Langston. But one thing I've noticed, no matter who checks into the game for either team, the intensity hasn't dropped at all whatsoever on either side of the ball. It's all fast-paced. It's all quick-moving. So it's good to see that both of these coaches have benches they can go into and expect the exact same things on both ends of the floor.
You can definitely see these are 2 of the top 5. Lions number 2 in the NAIA. And the Pilots number 4. Nice move and a 2-hand hammer in the paint by Alan Tovar. It's a good feed. They slam that thing home, and emphatically as the Lions go up by 1, missing the floater was Flanagan. Boy, that was quarter of the way down, popped back out. The Lions with the ball after the board and the 1-point lead.
Telling you, these rims here at the Sid, not friendly at all. You pretty much have to hit the rim right on the money. It's almost like a baseball. It has a sweet spot. I don't think anyone's found that in who knows how long.
Dean goes around Johnson, threw it, and a 2-point shot to Roy. The left-hander missed that one. It was basically an air ball, didn't hit the rim. Down goes...
Looks like it was a loose ball foul called on Langston. Looks like that might have been on Knox. But from this angle...
It was on Knox. Knox got floored.
This thing will look like it might have just been a good old-fashioned collision.
That's what I thought. He's laying on the floor and gets whistled for the foul. So we'll move to the other side, to our left. Flanagan got fouled. Melvian, the leading free thrower for the Pilots this season, with a spectacular 88%. Boy, you get above 80, 85, start heading to that 90% mark, and
that's Jose
a lot of good free throws.
Those free throws can definitely add up, just like as we've seen during football season. Extra points add up, free throws add up too. That 1 point can go a long way.
Flanagan misses the second one. Wouldn't you know, just as we talk about it, he misses it. But he did tie the game up. It's 24-all, 2:20 to play. Langston with the ball. They get across the half-court line with a pass to Mitchell. Mitchell will dribble into the Rams logo at center court. Wanted to go left, but still dribbling with it is Ronald Mitchell. 10 to shoot. They shoot. 3-ball missed off the left side by Lennox, boarded by the Pilots. Davis with a head of steam. Too much steam on the pass. It goes out of bounds off LSUS.
Jimmy, I'm very nitpicky when it comes to how I view these games. One thing I've noticed, at least on the Langston side, when they go up for offensive rebounds, we saw both Alex Tovar as well as for Langston, DeMonte Brown to go up at the same time, and that allowed LSU West to come up and get an open opportunity, even though they turned the ball over. That's something that could really come back and bite you. You got to talk things out.
Lions trying to break the tie. They were successful last time with the pass down low to Alan Tovar on the slam dunk. This time, not so much. Throws it out of bounds, does Mitchell of the Lions. So Lions turn it over. $1:41 left first half. 24-24 our tie between number 2 and number 4 in the NAIA. Flanagan whips it, and way downtown, another 3-ball. 1, 2, 3 for Damon Davis. Boy, he's cold-blooded. I mean, that was 21, 22-footer.
And he hit that from 287, nailing the trifecta. What a bomb from outside. Big-time three.
Pilots now up by a 3-ball. The ball in the Lions. Pass across the top from Lennox into the paint. And getting decked was Dean. Pilots on the other end. Wide open just at the last second. Contested. Davis says, I like the right side. I can hit him from the left too, and he does.
All he's missing is the top of the key, and he's already getting ready to go around the world in no time flat. Another big-time three.
6-point advantage. Dean charges. Dean just threw it up, hit the right side of the backboard. He gets knocked to the 94 by 50-foot hunk of wood. Have a couple shots coming.
44 seconds left. LSUS has come alive, and it's all been from the 3-ball. We saw Coach Blankenship kind of slowly but surely trying to settle in, find his offense, and now he seems like he's got it. Transition in the inside-outside game has been getting them buckets.
And at the stripe was Dean. Flanagan fouled him. And he rattles that one through. Does Toru Dean. That's T-O-R-U, 6-foot senior from Miami, South Miami High School. Did Toro go to and makes the second one. Draws the Lions within 4 now. 44.8 left. Pilots with the ball. Just jogging across, now walking across the half-court line. Davis, the 3-point man, throws it to Flanagan. Flanagan working on Dean. Dean, good defense. Throws it left. Davis back out. And the 3-ball on the way with 11 to shoot on the clock. Missed. Alan Tovar the board for the Lions. So they might shoot the last shot of the first half. Clock down of the Lions trying to get his head coach away. That was Chris Vincent, the assistant, trying to get head coach Chris right away. Regardless, it's the half. 30-26. It's been all the way figured. Pilots with a 4-point advantage over the Lions. Pilots number 14 in the NAIA. The Lions are number 2. I'm going to grab a break. We'll be back. We'll have some halftime stats. It's 30 for the Pilots, 26 for the Lions at the half. More Antler Sports basketball coming up after this.
At Pill Shaky and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
My name is Nathan Lemaster. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and here I have the Pill Puncher. This device, ladies and gentlemen, will help you get into pill packages very easily, sanitarily, and effectively. All you got to do is take the point, puncture the back, right there. Take the device, put it over the pill, like so, push it down, drops it into the reservoir, and there you go, folks. Why make this harder on yourselves? Save your fingers and get your Pill Puncher today.
Here at the half, campus of Texas Western University, here at the Sid Richardson Center. It has been the host of our Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Representing the Student Athletic Conference, the Langston Lions, clashing with the Pilots of LSUS, representing the Red River Athletic Conference, is what has been all it's cracked up to be. Here at the half, the Pilots of LSU Shreveport up 30-26. Here back courtside with me is our sideline reporter, Brennan Snow. Brennan, we've seen technical fouls, we've seen flagrants, we've seen hard crashes, we've seen dunks, we've seen dimes, we've seen threes. I don't know about you, but this is everything that I've expected in this game from these top five teams.
Yeah, no, these two teams absolutely came and brought the intensity on both sides. I want to credit Langston a lot, the energy that they're bringing themselves on their bench after every play. You see the whole bench jump up, get excited. They're there bringing the emotion and energy for their team, and I think that's what got the Lions out ahead early, was a little bit of that emotion and the defensive pressure forcing LSU Shreveport into 12 first-half turnovers, and that's what Coach Kyle Blankenship even mentioned to me before we went to the locker room, said their defensive pressure gave us some problems early. They settled down, started to figure it out a little bit as the half went on, and that's what allowed them to get the 30-26 lead.
This is really what you expect from this Langston defense. They're going to be physical, but also want to give a kudos to the officials. They've let them play. We've seen hand checking. We've seen players get whacked, but when things get too egregious, they've called them. So definitely want to give a kudos to them for keeping this in control and, most importantly, keeping it entertaining.
Yeah, that's something I also asked Coach Blankenship about, was the physicality on defense. I heard him early in the game on the sideline telling his team, hey, they're not calling these fouls. You got to be aggressive. We got to get into them, bump them, and see how much you can get away with. It's like a boxing match. You're feeling it out early. Same thing with officials. Every time you play, you're seeing what will be called, what won't be called. And I think once LSUS started to figure that out, started to react better to the defensive pressure, because Langston wants to pick you up the whole way, 94 feet, and jump the passing lanes, run the double team and force you into a bad pass. But the Pilots started to figure it out, and we're excited for the second half to see who comes out with more energy. I think right before halftime, when you and Jimmy weren't really sure, I saw Coach Kyle Blankenship talking to Coach Brennan Shingleton for Texas Wesleyan, who's kind of administrating today, running the front desk, and he's got his coaches. I think they wanted the teams to go to the locker room separate. They didn't want both teams going out the doors at the same time together. So that's why they let Langston go first and then LSUS.
You can tell whether you're a fan, a broadcaster, silent reporter, even if it's a fly on the wall, this game has gotten intense. Brennan, thank you so much. We're expecting to hear more from you throughout the afternoon as we currently have hit halftime. Pilots up 30-26 on Langston. Let's take another look at the top 10 plays of the month of November. More guard for the Trojans. A little bit of a 4-out, 1-in set here for Coach Francis and company. Looking for their first win against a Tyler team this year, as Hadnot gets in, 1 to go. Now it looks like they're going to say last touch was by All Saints, and Chapel Hill will take possession back. Corner three. No good. Off from Taylor. Spin by Sewell. And one. Count it. Bianca Mumphrey again from downtown. That's her third.
You can't give up second chance points like that. Gave up 2 offensive rebounds. Easy 3. Taking back the lead right here for Tyler Legacy.
This has been a back and forth game. Exactly what you expect. Great side step. Miller. How they can play coming up in the conference season.
Yep. Stallions chewing down to 10 to shoot. Clark, one arm pass to Hammond. Hammond 3-ball. Front iron miss. Lovelace up to get the board for Texas Wesleyan. B across the half-court line. Down the paint. Wham with the right hand.
Get there, and it's now back to a 1-point game. 23-22. The line still down here at home. Rayner will check back in. So it's Rayner, Ose, Miles, Hall, and Jones going through 5 for Tyler Legacy. It's McFall. Sanferno will get it to him in and after the dunk.
Stallions with the ball down by 7. In the far left corner, Clark with the drive. Clark rolls it off the rim over good defense by the Rams underneath, and it's pounded by Kenobi. They go for it. Kenobi gets it as he hangs it up there. 2-hand. That's a limb.
Still trying to get it to Sanford. They eventually get it to him. Sanford posting up Hall. Baby hook, no good. Great defense by Hall. Ose on the rebound. Open, 3-on-2 break. Lob pass, nails it down. To or radio. Find it all on our social media pages on Twitter at Antler_SN and on Facebook by simply searching Antler Sports Network. Both teams right their huddles. Fresh 8 minutes around the clock, and Bishop Gorman going the other way to start the fourth quarter. Oh, what a dunk! You wanted a dunk and you got it! Our left here. Open 3, corner right in and out. No good. It Beatty has it with 5 seconds. 4 seconds. We've already seen one buzzer beater at the end of a half. Half court shot. Oh! He hits it, baby! At the end of the half. Crusaders going in with a little bit of mojo as Beaver on the short side of the field. Now is joined by 2 more receivers. Those receivers being Kyron Scott and Ryan Stevenson. Throw close to the end zone. One-handed catch! One-handed catch! Touchdown, Red Raiders! Oh my word!
We're at halftime, winding it down here at the SID, the Richardson Center, campus of Texas Wesleyan University, and beautiful Fort Worth, Texas. Jimmy the St. Christopher, Jared the Moose Jones, Brendan the Snow, our sideline reporter. Number 2, Langston, the Lions. Number 4, LSU Shreveport, the Pilots. And we're at the half, Jared, and it's a 30-26 lead for the Pilots.
The one thing I definitely expected, Jimmy, and multiple people in lead up to this game, we expected a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't expect to see a football score at the half. We expect to see a bowling score. But both of these teams, this is what you expect. They're getting physical. As myself and Brendan talked about, the refs are letting a play. We're seeing hand checking. We're seeing tensions flare. This is what you expect to see from two of the five best teams in the country. So this has been a fun game, and I expect one more half of fun basketball.
LSU with the lead. LSU Shreveport with the lead, shooting 40%. Three-point land, 41.7%. They've made 83% of their free throws, 5 out of 6. Conversely, Langston, 32%, just 8.3%. They're 1 out of 12 from the three-point arc and beyond. And they've made just 5 out of 9 free throws. That's 56% when you round it off. Leading scorer for LSU Shreveport with 8 is Damon Davis. 2 of those big 3 balls from the right side that he hit there late in the first half. 7 for Melvin Flanagan, their 6th man off the bench, who's their leading scorer on the season. Leading rebounder, James Ellis, the big kid, 6'11", 4 and 3 for Damon Davis. For Langston, nobody in double figures. Toro Dean has 7. Anthony Roy has 6. Their leading rebounder is J. Allen Tovar, their big man. He has 5. So points in the paint, 14-4 Langston winning that. Points off turnovers, Langston winning that 11-5. But they're behind. The Lions are 30-26.
The closing thoughts coming out of the half. Both teams already back on the floor. I can only imagine what's going through both of these coaches' heads. We heard in the pregame, both of these coaches see each other as friends. They respect each other, but I bet right about now they can't stand even the mere mention of one another. I can't wait to hear from one of them, maybe even both of them post-game.
Yeah, exactly. And you said it halfway there through the first half, it was getting chippy.
Oh, yeah, it definitely was, even amongst teammates and amongst opponents. And that's what happens when you play a team that's just as good as you are, that's just as prestigious, just as cold-blooded, just as ruthless and fierce that we've seen on both sides of the ball. You expect things to get chippy and make you make that extra thought, take that extra second, and that extra second can end up forcing a turnover or allowing a 3 or an easy bucket. So I can only expect both these teams, led by 2 great head coaches, to lock in. And you never know, might see one team pull away. This is the biggest lead we've seen is 6 for either team. Langston's biggest lead was 6. LSUS's biggest lead was 6. So don't know if we can see these things start to closen up or maybe expand.
Today's game powered by the ASN mobile app. Listen to any past broadcast. Tune in to the ASN radio 24/7. Catch up on the latest sports news in the palm of your hand. The ASN mobile app, free on Apple and Android. This the Oklahoma Ford Dealers game of the week. About ready to embark on our second half. Been a well-played, chippy, low-scoring first half with the Pilots of LSU Shreveport up over the Langston Lions. 30-26. Lions will play it in their red and black. Face mask of Sharif Knox. He brings it in to Dean. Dean throws a little pass, a little weird pass to Anthony Roy. Roy in the paint has it shredded away but gets it back. Does a fake pass left, fake shot, and then throws the pass left, and 3-ball is missed off the left corner by Mosley. Allen Tovar, the fresh 20. Into the paint it goes. The Dean pass down low. Shot missed off the right side by Mosley. Pilots in the attacking zone. They pop a 3 from the left side. It fails by DeQueer. Lions get the rebound. Just underway here in the second half. Glad to have you aboard on this, the 6th day before Christmas 2023. This big NAIA matchup. Whistle a charging foul. Whistled by Jay Trotter, one of our 3 officials. Cortez Mosley, the first fouler of the second half. Pilots have it now. Still with a 30-26 lead. Queer passes right to King. Paul bounces to Ellis. The big man underneath shoots and uses the splashing in of the backboard move and scores over the big man Allen Tovar. Ellis, who took that dive and hit his elbow.
He
nice
seems
shot.
to be all right.
He does. Looked okay in that one. Drive down the paint, and missing the shot on the paint was Roy. Pilots with the board. Ahead with it comes Paul King. Paul King goes around a screen set by Ellis, shoots a little 13-footer as he was going off the high block there, and he shot it and hung in midair and got it to go through. So an 8-point lead for the Pilots. Langston in the attacking zone now. Left-handed dribble from Dean. Mosley went to Knox, now back out the top. Dean with it. Signals, goes around a screen, set by Knox. Dean, step back, little 17-footer off the right elbow, and it's batted out by Allen Tovar, but to the wrong color jersey. Jalen King got it for the LSU Shreveport Pilots, and scoring and driving was Damon Davis. He can take it to the rack to score, and he hits the 3-point balls, and they're up by 10 now, the Pilots.
3 straight tough buckets coming out of the break. LSU West, the Pilots flying in a different time zone, Jimmy.
Yep, so LSU outscoring the Lions here early in the second period, 6-zip. They've built a 36-26 lead. Let's grab a timeout. We'll be back with more exciting NAIA basketball on the Antler Sports Network after this. In a time out here at the Sid Richardson Center. Look outside, I see light. We're usually doing the night games. It's nice to see daylight. Of course, it seems like it's about 3 hours of daylight now with the longest day of the year forthcoming here in a couple days with the winter solstice. Well, Pilots come out of the chute for the second half. 6 straight points now to up their lead to 10-point advantage, 36-26. That's the biggest lead for either team.
Help Jalen!
Langston led by 6 in the first half. Dean with it now for Langston. A body head and shoulder fake by Knox. Boy drives right corner. Drew a double team there. Back out to Knox. Head and shoulder fake. Left side by Mosley. Drives and it's slapped down by Ellis. The big James getting it. It goes out top and
It's like it must have been a shot clock violation. I
Yeah,
don't know
it
if
was.
the clock reset or not, but we don't see the official for at least keeping the time in his head.
yeah, Coach official Trotter did the tap into the head. Shot clock vio. So Pilots will say thank you very much. Langston still hasn't scored. Played almost 3 minutes here in the second half. On top with it is King. He gives it to Paul King. Jalen King to Paul King. Paul King missed the shot. Langston with the board. Dean crosses the half-court line and driving into the paint and missing, but a two-hand slam jam by Alan Tovar over the top for Langston. Their first 2 points are emphatic.
Tovar's second dunk of the day, abusing the rim, throwing it down.
Pilots with the ball and up by 8. Coming across into the paint from the right side was Davis after the pass from King. And there's a whistle. Foul on Knox of the Lions.
Once again, Jimmy, not too sure if that was supposed to be on the floor. Thought he had continuation there. You saw the ball kind of deciding if it wanted to go through, ended up not. So wouldn't matter either way, but I thought he had continuation there.
Paul King will bring it in, James Ellis. Tovar immediately gets him in the right corner. Ellis bounces it a couple times. He's going to throw up a 3-ball from there. Misses front rim. Boarded by Mosley and the Lions. Mosley with the head of steam. He takes it down the paint with a right-hand layup miss. Good extension, but he missed the shot. Got his own board. Flipped it to the left to Roy. And a three-pointer is hit by Mosley. Said, I can't get it to go in the paint. They're going to stick in a 3-ball. He does.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Nice little 3-ball there to stop the bleeding because LSU West, they've definitely come out of the break looking like a much better team early.
Langston with a little run of 5 straight points here. They reject the Pilot shot. The Lions have the ball now in the attacking zone, under 16 to play second half. Dean around the top. Lost it temporarily. Wanted to shoot it, but then spins it off to his right to Roy. Back out. And the Rams logo is Dean. He goes into the paint. A couple long strides. Ellis tries to swat it. Can't. Down goes Dean. Foul whistled on the aforementioned Ellis of the Pilots.
Changes making for both teams. Didn't expect to see a couple subs this early, especially with both of the way these teams have been running, punching back and forth. I don't think the coaches let them play down a little bit more, but of course you definitely want to keep your best players fresh come crunch time.
Free throw is good by the Lions. So They were down 30-26 at the half. Pilots came out, scored 6 points. Lions say, we'll see your 6, and I'll raise you 1-7 if Dean can make it. So they'll be on a 7-0 run here if he sinks this second free throw. And he does. So Dean, perfecto on both, came in 69% from the stripe. Lions have cut the Pilots gap now to 4, 15.5 to play second half. Davis dribbles through the Rams logo. Jalen King back to Davis, top of the key, nice move, stop and pop, and 17-footer, right elbow scored by Davis. So he hits him within the 3, outside the 3, and he drives.
It's been tough bucket after tough bucket for LSUS. If you're Langston, you're playing pretty good defense. Sometimes just better offense wins.
Davis now with a dozen. Lions with the ball, down by a 5 spot. Playing catch across the top were Dean and Roy goes to the rack and draws the foul. Whistled on aforementioned Davis. Step into the line will be Anthony Roy. Leading free thrower for the Lions came in at 84%. Cans the first one, does Roy. Anthony, 6'5", junior guard out of Oakland. Went to Dublin High School. Roy misses a shot for his 8th point. Could have cut the gap to 3, but it's still a 4-point advantage now. Pilots with the ball, 38-34, 14:46 to play first half. Davis, far side to Carpenter. Carpenter now with Roy on him. Carpenter goes down, baseline, bounces out high. And the right wing to Flanagan. Flanagan with 9 to shoot, goes across the top to LeBlanc, who's back in there. LeBlanc, 3-ball shot, right side of the rim, and a bit of the backboard by Flanagan. Fails, boarded, a nice board, and then taken a header as he threw the pass up court. Was Lennox. Goes out of bounds off the line, so the Pilots will play it in.
Langston fans here in Fort Worth, they are vocal.
They are vocal. It's good to see a good crowd for both clubs made it in. Coach Blankenship was saying that he didn't expect many people from LSU Shreveport to come as Davis goes, I should say, correct that. Down goes Flanagan. He gets decked on the baseline. Gets fouled. Foul on Mitchell of the Lions. So Flanagan will step to the line. 88% from the line. He leads the Pilots in that category, and the RRAC Player of the Week a couple weeks ago, 11-20 through 26. Let's go to Brennan Snow.
Yeah, hey guys, I was just over here on the sideline. James Ellis for LSU Shreveport was getting checked out. Just his left thumb was bleeding, so he had to get the whole blood cleaned off his shorts, bandaged up, but he's good to go.
Thank you, Brendan. Second free throw is made by Flanagan, so he makes both of them. And Pilots hit 40 with 14:04 and counting here in the first half. Lions have 34 with the ball. Langston, Alan Tovar on the right elbow. Does a couple moves, then hands it to Dean. Dean comes around, fires across the top. A 3-ball on the way is going to miss left by Mitchell. They fight for the board underneath. No shot, but a whistle. A shot, but no basket, but a whistle.
Looks like I don't think I've
Trey
seen
Johnson.
I don't think I've seen either team be particularly happy about a call. It's like both teams have something to be upset about. And honestly, that's what you expect. Both teams looking to find any kind of edge, and if it comes down to whistles and to whistle or not to whistle, then I guess that's how it is.
Mosley, 79% on the season for the Lions. Made the first one. The second one is missed. Scrapping for the board and getting into the far right corner is Jalen King. So the Lions will bring it into the attacking zone, up by 5, 13:40 to play, second half. Big battle. Number 2, Langston. Number 4 in the NIA, LSU Shreveport. Still dribbling with it, bouncing up and down like a yo-yo is Flanagan, and then he throws it out of bounds like he would with the turnover, and it is. So Langston will play it in. They could cut it to either 3 or 2 this time down.
Langston's got it on the defensive side. They just haven't been able to translate it into buckets. Looks like we have a quick stoppage of play.
We do.
It's pointing over to the far side sideline. Well, it looks like it's a shot clock change. Nothing.
Well, that's again the second time. And Trotter, Jay Trotter, one of our officials, is the guy that notices both times. So Langston plays it in. 20 on the shot clock, 13-13 in the game clock. Driving and shooting off the right side and getting decked was Dean. He has 6 siblings. I know what that's like. I have 5 sisters and a brother. So Dean, he has 6 siblings at the stripe, 69 on the season. 4 out of 4 from the line tonight is Toru. And he misses that one, so it's 4 out of 5, and Lions can't cut it to 4. They can with this second free throw. They had a lead of 5 in the 6, I should say, in the first half. LSU Shreveport had a lead of 6 in the first half, but they had a lead of 10 here in the second half. But second free throw is missed, so it's still a 5-point lead for the Pilots with the ball going down the paint, and almost a foul call, but good defense by Brown and the Lions. Lions now, after the miss by the Pilots and banking it up and in and off, but
I can definitely see that offensive foul there. I mean, we talked about the art of flopping earlier in this game, for lack of a better term. That was a great sell. I mean, even though the arm was extended, so pretty easy call to make there. Some officials may not call that, so good to have a little bit of an extra deterrent.
yeah, all the movies that are coming out for the Oscars are being released now, so you got to get the best acting jobs. Not that he was acting or anything, but Flanagan still dribbling. Flanagan has it poked away by Dean. There's a scrap for it. They're going to give it to Langston.
Oh boy, this is...
It's getting chippy with everybody.
Indeed it is.
Officials, players, coaches. Whew. Sharpshooting Davis back in for LSU Shreveport. And back in for the Langston Lions, Anthony Roy.
Everyone seems to be in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, they do. It's give a foul here, take a foul there.
Flagrant here.
Flagrant there.
Everywhere flagrant.
Dean passes to his right to Mosley. Mosley will hand it off to Brown. Brown one arms with the Alan Tovar. Roy, nice body fake. The left-hander throws up a 3-ball. It's going to miss. Off the front, goes out of bounds. Down go Brown and Flanagan for the Lions and Pilots. And it's a shoving foul by somebody? Yeah, it was a shoving foul by Brown.
Looks like they called it on the floor on the trip. We've seen a lot of Lions and Pilots get tangled up, but...
Yeah, a lot of that today.
I mean, both teams are being very aggressive on the board, so what you really expect, there's been a lot of turnovers between both teams because of active hands and being active in the passing lanes. So I could expect something like that.
Davis has it now. Carpenter, top. Shoots just inside the three-point arc, about a 17-footer. Partially blocked. Langston gets the ball. They almost lost it, but they get it across the half-court line. Tovar's pass, and they travel. Too many steps by Toru Dean. Nice move, but you got to dribble there at some point without moving the feet. And he moved the feet without dribbling, so it's a turnover. Still 40-35. Pilots with the lead in the ball.
I think that's how that call works.
Yeah, it does. I think. Calvin Carpenter. Ellis, the big man, goes into the paint, then throws it to the left side. Baseline drive. by Flanagan. Flanagan misses the shot. Alan Tovar reaches up and grabs the board. Dean holding on to his throat. And is that where he got hit when he went down before? Toru standing right smack dab in the middle of the Rams logo, which is the center circle, technically. And near an 11 to play. Pilots up by 4. Lions with the ball. Right elbow pass, head and shoulder fake, almost a traveler by Mosley. Mosley will drive instead and score down underneath, cutting the gap to 3-point Pilots lead. Timeout on the floor, 40-37 Pilots. Let's keep it here with a 30-second timeout, 10:54 to play second half in this big NAIA game here on Atlas Sports.
Well, Jimmy, exactly what we expected. We expected a dogfight, and there's been a dogfight so far. LSU West came out of the second half, guns blazing, with a quick 6-0 run, back-to-back tough buckets, through contact, through hard defense. Same hard defense that gave Langston a 6-point lead at some point earlier in the first half. But now it seems like Langston has turned that around, and the foul count already not in Langston's favor. They have 5 fouls with about 11 minutes left to go in this second half. LSU with 4 fouls of their own, so that aggressiveness seems to be slowly but surely creeping its way into this game. We've seen both teams get chippy. We've seen arguments amongst opponents and amongst teammates. Heck, we've even seen it amongst the fans here. So eventually, this thing is going to explode. The determinant factor as to who's going to win this game, at least to me, who can keep their composure, who's going to stay calm, who's going to keep it basketball.
And in 9:06 of the second half played, Pilots have scored 10 points. The Lions have scored 11. They were down by 4 at the half, so quick add. They're down by 3 now. Pilots with the ball. 10:50 to play, second half. Davis, Pats on each arm, flips it to Flanagan, came around the top and flips it to Carpenter. They do that merry-go-round play a lot. Davis with some fancy moves. Mitchell on him. Davis took it into the paint. It was a cute shot. He was about halfway down the paint, but he traveled. So they turn it over to the Pilots. These just two good defenses. Is there some sloppy play going on?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, and that's what happens when you have two good defenses, and it leads into one another. When you have two aggressive teams, mistakes happen.
Tovar threw it out to the right to Mitchell. Mitchell missed a 3 ball, and with that, the whistle blows.
I think it was a loose ball foul called on Tovar, and over the back or a push on the backside. Tovar speaking to his assistant coach and the coach Wright. I don't think they had any answers for him. Both teams are just playing aggressive, as we just said.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So Trey Johnson to bring it into Davis. Waiting attacking zone are Carpenter, LeBlanc, and Flanagan. Flanagan has it now, right in front of his coach, who's right in front of us. They do that merry-go-round play pass where one guy comes around and takes it. Davis has it now dribbling in the yellow shoes that matches his uniform. Nice move, and he quick kick left to Flanagan. Out to left-handed 3 ball on the way, and it's hit. Calvin Carpenter, uno, dos, tres. Pilots up by 6. Langston underneath the pass. It goes down low to Mosley from out high from Mitchell. And guess what? Another whistle. Foul on Davis. Shoving foul at the stripe will be Mosley. Mosley at the line. 2 out of 3 now is Cortez. He has 11 points. It's the only Lion in double figures at this point. Damon Davis is the game's leading scorer so far with 12. Second free throw is perfect by Mosley. Lions within 4 now again. 43-39. 9:44 to play, second period. This Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week is number 2 and 4 ranked teams in the NAIA. Pilots are the number 4 team with the lead. Bounce pass from Paul King. Into the paint goes and travel. Yep. The Langston Lions were calling. I was waiting for a signal. I couldn't see Official Trotter is back to me. I thought he was doing the sign, but we were waiting to make sure there was a travel. It was.
They just want to build the suspense.
Yeah,
it's almost like a cliffhanger, but in real time.
So Lions with the ball nearing 9 to play here in the second half. Down are they by 4. Fancy dribbling by Roy. Roy goes into the paint on the big man LeBlanc. It's missed, and the follow-up over the top scored by Alan Tovar, to the disappointment of head coach Blankenship of the Pilots, who have seen their lead now diminish to 2 from 10 at one point. It's a 4-point halftime lead. Paul King dribbles with big man Alan Tovar on him. Bouncing out high, it's right. Kickball. Fresh 20.
Ellis back into the game. We saw he had to get cleaned up a bit. A little bit of a mishap on his uniform of blood and such. And, of course, he took that fall on his elbow. But kudos to him. Guy's a trooper. He's back in.
Yeah,
he seems to be good to go.
Then he got hit in the face as the first half ended. So fresh 20 for the Pilots with a 2-point lead. 8:43, second period. Flanagan goes across. Way out high is Carpenter. Good defense by Knox. Carpenter gets it back, throws a 3, just skimmed the front of the rim. They had a fresh 20, and they pump it in off the left side. A 3-pointer made by Flanagan, and the Pilots go up by 5 now, 46-41.
Seems like it's a down Pilot on the far side.
Queer, it looks like, yeah. Jordan by first name.
He's up. Might have tweaked his ankle there, or his knee, or now he's reaching his upper leg. Hopefully it's something just as minuscule as a cramp.
Jordan out of Zachary High in Zachary, Louisiana. 6'3" sophomore. Being helped off by the trainer.
15, Josh. 15, Josh. No, 15, Josh.
Gingerly walking up the court.
Yeah, he's grimacing as he walked by us. Saw that grimace look like, not feeling too good at the moment. So Langston brings it across the half-court line here at the SID with 8:14 to play second half. They're down by 5. Dean attacks the paint. Goes in on Paul King. Left-handed layup scored off the left side by Sharif Knox.
That's a bucket there, going through top contact, big defender, palm in the backboard as it goes up. You can tell he wanted that bucket to go down.
So he dip under 8. Paul King with the one-arm pass, driving into the paint is Carpenter. Carpenter loses a handle, but getting it back was King. 3-ball on the way, missed by Flanagan out high off the right side. So 7:40 to play second half. Black and red with the ball. You can tie it with a 3-ball, get within 1 with a 2. Dean stands in the Rams logo at center court, signals. Goes it to Knox. Knox underneath. Oh, a nice left-handed shot off the right side. Beautiful move by DeMonte Brown. And they're within 1 now. It's the Pilots 46, Lions 45, 7:15 to play second half.
Now, Jimmy, this is how the Lions get you. They wait until you let your guard down for a moment, and next thing you know, we're back to a 1-point game.
And almost stolen there by Mosley. Good defense now, too. This time by Brown. He defends on Paul King. Ellis out high. Ellis with no time to shoot. Doesn't get it off. Touching of the head by official Trotter means shot clock bio. Whew.
Stifling defense here for Langston. Not letting anything good by. Need to call them the Secretary of Defense or TSA.
Yes. Step this way. Empty your pockets, take off your belt and your shoes.
No medal on your person.
Right.
No basketball on your person.
Well, I have a bunch of metal in my person. That's another story. My wife calls me the titanium man. 46-45, Pilots clinging to a 1-point lead. Langston with the ball, dribbling frantically. And the Rams logo was Dean to Maddox. Left side it goes to Roy. Roy misses the 3-ball off the left wing. Fresh 20, and it's swatted down. A nice block by Ellis. Into the attacking zone and scoring, going coast to coast and scoring off the right side, Paul King. 6:23 remaining second half. Pilots up by a 3, 48-45. This should be a full timeout. It is. Let's grab 1-2. LSU Shreveport 48, Langston 45. More exciting NAIA basketball coming up on the Antler Sports Network.
Shaky and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Lions of Langston down to the Pilots, 48-45. 12 points for Cortez Mosley and 12 boards too. Wow.
Mosley's been filling up the stat sheet in every way, sense, and form of the game. Just hasn't gotten an assist yet. Love to see if he had a triple-double in this one.
Let's go to Brendan Snow quickly.
During that timeout, head coach Kyle Blankenship was just preaching on getting loose balls, the 50-50 balls, and rebounding better now that Pilots have the lead.
Pilots with good defense along the baseline and a shot blocked. Knox's shot rejected, so the Langston Lions can't draw within 2 with 6 to play in the second. Paul King, I should say, now walks through the Rams logo with Devontae Brown poking at him. Down goes Damon Davis, who has 12 points and 4 rebounds.
That's 7 fouls on the Lions. LSU will be heading to the line for the rest of this game. Keep that in mind, Jim. We talked about in the first half, when Flanagan was at the line early in the first half, how important free throws can be.
Davis at the stripe looking for his 13th point. We have a mop-up job. Love Paul King's pink shoes. Actually, he has like a bright pink, and the guy was just doing the mopping up. Calvin Carpenter has almost a purple pink, a mauve shoes and pink shoes.
Would have took you as a guy who was colors. There's a walking Sharon Williams paint swab.
Devontae Brown, the Lions, has some mauve shoes too. There's Davis in those snappy yellow shoes or orange mustard shoes that matches his uniform. Makes the free throw. I'll get the second one now. This is his 13th point. Damon 1 out of 1 from the stripe. Trying to make his second free throw of the night. Then, it rolled up and out and went back down. Newton's law of gravity pulls it through. Pilots, 5-point advantage. Under 6 to play. Second half. Langston with the ball. Across the half-court line. Dribbles Dean with Paul King on him like a sheet. Out to get him was Ellis underneath the Tovar. Is knocked down is DeQueer, who blocked the shot, but he'll probably get DeQueer for the foul. Yep.
Now LSUS has one more foul to give for the remaining 5:37 for the rest of the way. Now Ellis speaking to his teammates, and also looked like he might have yapped a little bit to that Langston sideline. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an instigator.
He's animated, is the big fella. The other big fella for Langston, Alan Tovar at the stripe, and back iron missed. 0 for 3 from the line tonight as Tovar. He has 6 points.
Everybody box up!
Tovar out of San Jose, University of New Mexico transfer. Fires through the second one. Lions get within 4 now. Pilots with the ball, 4-point advantage, nearing 5.5 to play. They don't get across the half-court line. Now they do. Pass from Davis to Paul King. Paul King, number counterpart, Roy on him. Well, there's some quick moves by these point guards. Davis gets the pass from Paul King, fires it across the top. Offensive foul.
Foul called off the ball. It's going to be called against LSUS. That's Ellis again.
Yeah, it is. He has 3 now. Nobody really in foul trouble. A couple players each side with 3.
But both teams are in the 1-1, Jimmy.
That's absolutely correct. 50-46. Pilots have the lead. Langston with the ball. Tovar with it. Big man on big man. Out top it goes to Roy. Roy snaps a pass to the left-handed Brown, who shoots and misses. Fresh 20 with the board grab by Alan Tovar. Lions trying to get within a couple or 1. Underneath to Alan Tovar, and a 2-hand wham-bam hammer. Whew.
That's a rim rocker right there.
He was rocking Sid. Pass, inbounds pass, stolen and quickly throwing it up as he was going to the 94-by-50-foot hunk of wood was Brown. He's down. Also holding his ankle is Davis for the Pilots. He's still down.
He's up talking to his teammates, and could this possibly be a flagrant? A little bit of a Grayson Allen? Might have been a trip there, or will they just call it a bang-bang play? We've already seen one flagrant today.
Yeah, we have. On that basket in the first half.
Looks like the officials now are going to talk it over.
Okay.
Oh, boy. This is a huge moment in this game, Jimmy.
This is. Wow. It's 50-48. Pilots with the lead. Our 3 officials, Lindstrom, Trotter, and Cheney, with a powwow at
looks
the
like
free
it
throw
might be
line.
a common foul. Yep, it's going to be a common foul called against
King.
Paul King.
So common foul on King. So official Lindstrom now talking to head coach Wright of the Lions. So at the stripe, it'll be DeMonte Brown, 6'4", senior out of Petersburg, Virginia, Miami-Dade College transfer. 73 on the season for Mr. Brown. This will be his first attempt when there was an inadvertent buzzer. Everybody stops. Freeze. Oh, and Brown misses. Rolled out. Maybe the buzzer freaked him.
There's the horn again.
There's the horn.
Back like it never left.
Brown 0 out of 1 now. His second one of the afternoon. Could get the Lions within uno. 4:32 left here in this thriller from the Sid. Number 2 and number 4. Lions and Pilots. Left-hander bent at the knees, launches it and sinks that, and he does cut the Pilots lead now to 50-49. Let's grab a full timeout. We'll grab one. 4:32 left here, second half of this really good game on Antler Sports Network. More basketball coming up.
Shaky and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Welcome back to the SID. That's what we call the Sid Richardson Center here at Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth. I'm the Saint, Jimmy Christopher. He's the Moose, Jared Jones. Somewhere out there on the sideline is Brendan Snow, or Brendan the Snow as I call him. Our sideline reporter. Yeah, they do. I'm a big nickname guy. So before the timeout, Pilots to play in, they do that. Up by 1, 4.5 to play. Ooh, they don't have it across the half-court line. The pass back to Carpenter was almost picked up. Carpenter throws it to LeBlanc, back out top. Carpenter to King. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Brown and the Lions. Lions, quick kick, right corner. 3-ball, missed by Dean. Rebounded underneath. Roy gets hacked. Fouls hard. They'll get 2 shots coming, trying to tie it and give the Lions a lead. The foul on Jalen King.
All right, biggest trip to the charity stripe this game. Now LSU only has 1 more foul to give before Langston is now allowed to shoot 2 shots. So this will go a long way into Langston cementing this comeback.
And he is their best free throw shooter for the Lions. Roy, 84 in the season, coming in, and he misses. Oof. He has 7 points, does Roy. Well below his 19-point average. The left-hander swishes his second one. So Roy, 4 out of 6 from the stripe. We're even back where we started. Half 100 for each club here. 3:53 to play, second half. Davis comes around the top underneath. Head and shoulder fake by LeBlanc. He scores off the right side. The big guy at a Baton Rouge. And the Pilots have a 52-50 lead. 3:40. Lions with the ball. Mosley dribbling into the paint. Nice spin move and loses the handle on it. It lands in the arms of LeBlanc. So 3.5 to play. Pilots with the ball. 2-point lead for LSU Shreveport. Davis, fancy dribbling, goes into the paint. He loses the handle. It's stolen by Brown. Brown now number 2-1. Goaltending, it looks like. Looks like it was coming down. Davis said he had the block. Officials say, nope, you didn't, son.
Oh, let's take another look at that with our instant replay, Jimmy. Thankfully, we have replay right here on the sideline. Great hands by Langston's defense once more. It was a breakaway on the layup. And up. Oh, that's close.
Yeah, it looked like, though, it was a goaltend. Davis said it was not a goaltend. So it was and 1 to boot through all that. Flanagan, the fouler, so at the stripe will be Brown.
And that's the 10th foul on the Pilots now. 10 fouls, 2 shots the rest of the way for the Lions.
Brown on the season 73 is 1 out of 2 from the stripe tonight. As one coming can give the Lions a lead here late in the second half. Left-hander rims out, rebounded by the Pilots. So the Pilots in this 52-52 tie as we're nearing 10 seconds, the 3-minute mark. Davis high on the left side. Number counterpart Brown on him. Throws it to LeBlanc. LeBlanc will hand coming around the top to Carpenter. Carpenter takes him in the paint, uses the backboard, doesn't get the bounce, and he charges. Whew. Boy, oh boy. Langston fans, boy, they're vocal behind us. Our score. Ellis comes back in for the Pilots. James, 6'11 senior, Pittsburgh kid. Out comes LeBlanc. Playing it in will be Mosley. For the Lions to Dean. Knox, Brown, Roy await in the attacking zone for Coach Wright and his Lions. This 52-52 tie. Wow.
A lot of people had this game circled on their calendars, and you can see why.
Yep, this is fun. Dean in the attacking zone gives it to Roy for the Lions. 2:45. They do the exchange of passes. Guys coming around. Dean was in the Rams logo. Throws it out top. Shot. The three-point attempt by Knox is blocked by big man Ellis. So the Pilots have it now. Still tied. 2.5 to play. Here in the second. We're going to overtime? I don't want to hang around. This is a thriller.
When we're the first time we've had an overtime game here at the Sid Richardson
That's
Center.
right. You can speak from that, my friend. Far left corner it goes, and out high now to Flanagan. He goes in the paint and he loses the handle. Brown and the Lions in the attacking zone. Left-handed layup skimmed off the top. Missed. Shot rejected by LeBlanc. They get a fresh 20 to the Lions. Roy threw it left to Brown. He gives it back out to Roy. Whew, boy. 10 seconds to shoot. Roy with some fancy moves shoots. Back iron miss, but he charges. Knocking to the floor. He just decked LeBlanc.
I think these officials know the magnitude of this game, and they're kind of holding out before making a call.
Yeah.
Adding to the drama.
So still 52-52. Buck 49 timeout wanted and granted for Langston. This is a 30. They're taking a full. Take a full. I got to breathe. Not sure if it's a full, if it's a 30. It's a full. Let's grab one, too. Buck 49 left in the second. All knotted. Pilots 52. Lions 52. More exciting NAIA college basketball coming up on our Sports Network.
Pelche, and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Ooh, boy. Batten down the hatches. Buck 49 left, second half tied. 52-52. Number 2 team in the land, Langston Lions. Number 4 team in the land of the NAIA, the LSU Shreveport Pilots, who have the ball. Trying to get across the half-court line. Damon Davis bumps in with Mosley, gets across the timeline. 18 to shoot. 52-52 the score. Hop, skipping and jumping into the paint, and 2 Lions body bump Roy or Knox. Dean, C, none of the above. It's on Cortez Mosley.
Now Langston, just one more foul to give, and with 2 timeouts, things could get interesting.
Yes, if they haven't been already.
Well, you know.
I know.
in the
more
context
interesting.
of the moment.
The interesting meter just
slowly teeter-tottering.
Yeah, but it just shot up to real interesting. Davis at the stripe. Damon with 14. He's the game's leading scorer. It's 2 out of 2 from the line this afternoon.
Now the officials are talking at half court.
Yeah, they are. Official Lindstrom and Cheney. Cheney's the lead ref. That's going to be 1-1. So Davis at the stripe. That doesn't change. He had a high of 17 earlier this year against Our Lady of the Lake, did Damon. And he's 3 away from tying that.
You know,
Ellis back in, and Jalen King goes out. What's that?
You know, anyone familiar with the Antler Sports Network hears Our Lady of the Lake and kind of shudders a bit for that 4 overtime thriller.
Oh, that's right.
Here at the Sid.
When Brendan Snow and I were doing football not far away. Oh, he rims the cup. Reaching up and getting the board. jumping up and getting the board was Knox for the Lions. $1:20 in a couple seconds here. Still tied at 52. I've been saying that for it seems like a half hour. But Dean dribbles left, goes across the top, head and shoulder fake by Knox. Knox with the face mask goes and scores off the left side. What a drive. Nice shot. Lions back up by 2 now, 54-52. Timeout with 63 seconds left here in the second. Shall we keep her here? We shall. Wow. I want to look at some overall stats. Langston shooting 33-42 for LSU Shreveport. Only 2 out of 20 3-point land for Langston. 7 out of 18. 39% for the Pilots. Free throws, 54%. They've missed 12 free throws of the Lions. And just 9 out of 11 just missing 2 shots, 82% for LSU. Shreveport has turned it over 23 times. Langston turned it over 14. Points off turnovers, 20 for Langston, 9 for LSU-S. Total rebounds, 34-28 in favor of Langston. Whew.
Credit to Damon Davis. 14 points on the day with 4 boards. And most importantly, Jimmy, 5 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown, 2 for 3 from the line. Solid day for him.
Here's a good one for you too, Jared. 6 blocks for the Pilots, 2 for Langston. But Langston has 11 steals. Pilots only have 4. Wow, this is everything it was billed to be. Number 2 team in the land, Langston. Number 4 in the NAIA, LSU Shreveport. With 63 seconds left. Lions up by 2. They led by 6. Their biggest lead. LSU Shreveport is led by 10. Pilots will bring it in. They do. They have a minute to play. Davis with a little lope across the half-court line. Hands it to Carpenter. Comes around. Gives it to King, who came around. Back to Davis. Looking for somebody. Good defense by Brown. Carpenter. 8 to shoot. Carpenter goes into the paint. Shoots. And rolls it in. Halfway down the paint. 7-footer. Nice shot. Boy, he was aggressive. Taking it to the hole. Didn't think it was going to go in there for a second.
Oh, boy.
That ties her up at 54.
You know, it's Christmas time, and I feel like the greatest gift of all
is an extra period.
You know, why not? The way this game has gone on, I would not be surprised if we needed another extra period to decide a winner.
Langston with the ball. We're tied at 54. Dean charges to the right elbow, back out high, head and shoulder fake by Roy. He goes into the paint, he shoots, it bounces off. Follow-up is missed. The follow-up after that is missed. Missed by Mosley, and he gets fouled. Coach Blankenship just put his hands on his head and stormed back to the chairs. 2 shots forthcoming. Well, they missed 2 shots, and the third shot, Lions get fouled. At the stripe, Mosley. It's 3 out of 4 from the stripe tonight. Makes one. 55 now for the Lions. 54 for the Pilots. No shot clock. 22.1 left. Whew. Everybody breathe.
Woosah.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
Kumbaya.
Yes, I'll tell you, there's something to the art of breathing. Second free throw. Made. 56 for the Lions. Full timeouts. Keep it here. 56-54. Lions over the Pilots with 22.1 left. Ooh, boy. This is everything that's billed to be, and then some.
If you told me this is how this game would go, part of me would believe you, but the other part, for the sake of my heart and my blood pressure, would say no.
The part I believe is that it's this close. The part I don't believe is this low scoring.
Yeah, you would think with both teams averaging well above 75 points a game, LSU averaging 82, Langston averaging 78, and both teams shooting from the field at a very high clip. 47 for Langston to 46 for LSU. I would expect either team to at least be at the 70s by now, let alone we're in the mid to low 50s.
Yep, and 22.1 left in regulation. And you cringed at the thought of an overtime game because it was not this past football season, but football season of 22. And Brendan Snow and I were doing the Rams game over at Farrington on November 11th, I believe was the date. And you sat up there for 4 quarters against Our Lady of the Lake and the Rams.
Never forget it, huh?
I did a 3 overtime, or was it 4 overtime high school championship game.
Long games for a broadcaster are like your first love. You never forget it even when you want to.
Yeah, you'll never forget that one.
How do we even choose a player of the game? How do we even do that?
All starters? I don't know. All
Everyone
guys in
here.
double digits?
Everyone who attended this game is a player of the game.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
We'll catch up with the winning coach, or maybe both coaches if we have time at the end. Pilots down by 2 with the ball. And as LeBlanc was coming across the half-court line, he got roughed up by Mosley, did Flanagan.
And that's the 10th foul on Langston. Now both teams will be shooting 2.
Wow. Yep.
Oh, boy. LSUS, a chance to tie this thing up with 17 and a half left. I feel like, Jimmy, we've been here before.
Yes, you have.
For better or worse.
For 4, I mean, I can't beat I've done 1,000 play-by-play games and a lot of them basketball games, but.
Where does this rank? This has to be up there.
Yeah. A UTD game, NCAA, to get to.
It seems like a line that's fouled out.
The UTD game that I did against Chapman back in 2014 to see who'd go to the advanced of the 16 of the NCAA D3 finals that year. That was a big one for me. And there's others too, but that one sticks out for me. Free throw made by Flanagan. He's their leading free throw shooter on the season. At 88%, he's 4 out of 5. Looking for his 14th point. More importantly, to tie it up for the Pilots. And he does, perfecto, for the 88% on the season free throw shooter. He comes out, does Flanagan. In comes King for the Pilots. Now we have the timeout battle. 17 and a half to play. Tied at 56.
One thing to note, Mosley fouled out for Langston. 14 points, 12 boards, 4 of 11 from the field. Had a fantastic game. Now you have to try to go the rest of the way without your lead man.
It is going to be tough. Yeah, Mosley, the 6'5 senior guard out of Peoria, Illinois. Not far from my hometown of Dubuque, Iowa. Went to Richwoods High School.
Boy, oh boy. 56-56, 17 and a half. I feel like these last 30 seconds have been about as long as the entire first half.
Yeah, that's the way the Seahawks-Eagles game was last night. They played a quick 3, all but the last 2 minutes. And Joe Buck even said the first 3.5 quarters are going quick. These last 2 minutes have seemed like they've lasted the entire length of the first 3.5 quarters. So, anyway, that was last night. This is today. Yeah, you're right. The last couple of minutes.
I'm sure my good friend Jim Powers over at the Sooner Athletic Conference has had plenty of Oklahoma Fort Dealer games of the week.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to have to talk to him after this. I bet this ranks up there. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is pretty darn good. Into the attacking zone comes Dean for the Lions. We're tied at 56. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Down low it goes. Fumble in the pass. Quick kick to the right side. Double dribble travel. 1.3 seconds left. Brown got a shot off, but he traveled. First they were going to call, they wanted double dribble, did the Pilots, but the officials called traveling. So 56-56 still.
That was a big moment there for Langston. They had the downhill drive with a man short corner. Great job making the skip pass across the floor. Just that was a pretty good look, and just got a message from Mr. Jim Powers from the Student Athletic Conference. It's one of the best for sure. One of the best for sure.
Boy, and they had, I don't know if it was that good of a look. He had a look.
Yeah, there were two looks. Like I said earlier, down the left side of the key line, had the downhill drive, picked up his dribble, tried to fade away, had nothing, made the short corner pass. It was almost bobbled out of bounds there.
Yep.
Eventually was able to make the extra pass into the far corner. Just unable to make anything happen. Now both teams with a timeout. Both teams at 10 fouls, 1.9 seconds left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brown couldn't get control of it, and it looks like he was trying to grab control of it and then shoot it, and he walked.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we might have as an extra Christmas holiday gift an extra frame or two. Well, what do you expect? Number 2 and number 4 in the NAIA on this Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
I don't know if anyone was paying attention. If anyone wasn't paying attention, they might have thought this was a national championship.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, it's like an in-season tournament. This is like a playoff game. Inbounding with 1.9 left. Inbound to Flanagan. He ups it. Oh, and he hits the side of the backboard. Big miss. I mean, it didn't hit the front of the backboard. It was the side as it careened off with the buzzer sounding the end of regulation. Back where we started from, 56-56 tie. LSU Shreveport led 30-26 at the half. We're now tied as we go to a 5-minute overtime period, tied 56-56. That overtime period will start in a shake on the Antler Sports Network. I'm Jimmy the Saint. Next to me is Jared the Moose Jones. Somewhere around here is sideline reporter Brendan Snow.
There he is, right behind us here.
Right behind us, the eyes and back of my head. Hi, Brendan. So we have our second jump of the night. Our two centers, Ellis and Alan Tovar, and it's controlled by the black and red of Langston in our first overtime period. Tied 56-56.
Both teams get 2 timeouts, and the fouls will remain the same.
Ooh, Roy gets tripped up by Carpenter. They're going to call the foul on Carpenter. Yep, Calvin has whistled for the infraction. Whew.
Ooh, indeed. I think ooh is an understatement.
I'll do another one. Whew.
Double whew.
And Carpenter fouled Roy, so Anthony was stepped to the stripe. He's 4 out of 6 from the line. 84, their leading free throw shooter on the season, is Roy. Another left-hander. And he's perfecto, as you would think an 84% on the free throw line shooter would be.
Even the deceptive goals here at Sid Richardson Center can't hold that shot back.
Second one is good, and first 2 points go to the Lions here in our overtime periods. 58-56, Langston. LSU Shreveport, they're pressing now. Langston on the Pilots. Carpenter will dribble it across the timeline, then pitch it to Brown. Brown bent over the waist, couple dribbles. Goes between the center circle, top of the key. Now retreats. Snap pass to Ellis out high. Big fella throws it to LeBlanc. LeBlanc in the paint on Alan Tovar. Turn around. Little floater skims off. Rebounded by Langston and Brown. Across the half-court line comes Dean to Brown. Back to Dean. Working down to 4 to play in the overtime period. No-look pass underneath. Trying to jam it was Knox underneath. Rejected twice by Ellis. The second time they're going to get James Ellis, a 6'11 senior from Pittsburgh.
Seems like Knox trying to get on SC top 10 with a poster there. First time, Pilot saying no dive. Second time, not so lucky.
That's their 7th block for the Pilots. At the stripe, Knox. Back iron failed. Whew.
Ball King checking back in exchange for Ellis. Interesting that Coach Blankenship went with a double forward look. They had both Ellis and DeBlanc on the floor at the same time. Definitely been a way they could control the boards. But Langston is bringing sides of their own with their front court.
Knox 4th free throw of the night. Wanted to come out, but Newton's Law drags it through. They're netting to the left. So Langston up. Now under 4 to play in the overtime. Lions lead at 59-56.
Now, if you're LSU here, don't have to get it all back in one shot. Nope. You still got plenty of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carpenter goes into the paint. He knocks down Knox, and Calvin goes down as well. He in the white headband knocks the fouler. Carpenter to the stripe, 73 in the season.
Well, Jimmy, one thing I like that I definitely saw there in that brief little exchange, that Knox and Carpenter, when they both got up, nice little friendly handshake.
Yep. Absolutely. Another left-hander. This one for the Pilots. 2 on the Lions, and left-handed or not, Carpenter can't get that one to drop. Wow. He in the mauve shoes. So Carpenter, heavy tats on each arm, makes the second free throw.
Looks like it was
somebody too soon into the lane.
Yeah, it was too much bumping and banging under the basket.
Oh, there's
They're
a foul under the basket.
Yep, loose ball foul was called on DeBlanc. He underhooked on the way to the box out. He initially got bumped, but that wasn't really enough to constitute a foul. The underhook was right in front of the official. That was under the basket, right on time. As you can see, Coach Blankenship also talking to the official and Ellis pleading his case. But I say that's a 50-50 call. I can understand that call.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Blankenship.
Not happy.
Not a happy coach. So Lions up by a deuce, 59-57. They'll shoot free throws in the person of 6'9" senior forward Alan Tovar. Jay at the stripe, 1 out of 4 tonight. Make it 2 out of 5. Got the big bounce to go through. A 3-point advantage now, 3:47 left. We are in overtime. It's 56-56, the end of 4, or end of 2, I should say. And 30-26, LSU led at the end of 1. So Tovar makes the second one, too, and it's a 4-point Lions lead now. Here come the purple, gold, and white. Paul King in no hurry. They still have time. Carpenter out top. Carpenter stops, shoots, misses a 19-footer. Follow up by Davis. Failed. He gets knocked to the floor. Foul. Anthony Roy, the fouler.
That's only his 3rd foul.
Yeah, a lot of guys with 3. As you said earlier, Mosley is fouled out with 5. Davis at the stripe.
Another thing to note, that Ellis for LSUS has 4.
Davis from the line tonight, 2 out of 3 this afternoon. Make it 2 out of 4. Wow, that's a big miss. Gotta make the free ones. And at the half, they were shooting a real good free throw percentage. And now 12 out of 16, he makes the second one. He cuts the Lions gap to 3 spot, 61-58, 3:24 and counting. Lions with the ball here in overtime. Dean will just dribble around in the center Rams emblem. Dean looking for somebody to go to. Alan Tovar came out high. LeBlanc picks up Dean as he goes through the logo again. No pass left side, 3-ball on the way. And a 1, a 2, a 3 by the left-hander, DeMonte Brown with 3 even to play. 6-point lead for the Lions at 64-58.
That was a big three by Langston. Exactly what the doctor ordered, right on schedule. The Lions in this overtime period have showed their dominance. But as we keep mentioning, Jim, LSU West, plenty of time to respond.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it back all in one shot.
No. You have to, I would think, I mean, they got to be aggressive somewhat, but you can't just come down and just try to drive to the rack to get fouled. But you can't take too long of the 30-second shot clock, setting up a play. I mean, there's still plenty of time. There's 3 minutes left, so. Okay.
Man, 3 minutes left in this game. If those last 30 seconds of regulation felt like an entire half, what are these 3 minutes going to feel like? Do I need to take out a life insurance plan? Jimmy, I'm scared.
I already have mine.
Lucky you, huh?
I don't believe in life insurance so that much. Back in overtime. Let's go to Brendan Snow with 3 minutes left. 64-56 Lions.
Yeah, guys, I hung out with the Langston huddle, and Coach Wright was telling his team, focus on not fouling this defensive possession, make them earn all their buckets.
Thank you, Brendan. They roll it in slowly. Just now was picked up by Paul King, the inbounds pass, that is. We're going to redo. Reset of the 30-second shot clock. 3 minutes left, overtime.
I was about to say, I didn't see any foul-esque movement from either team to know what was going on. Had me scared for a minute.
So now they're bringing in standard way. Carpenter took a pass from Paul King. Paul King now will come across the half-court line with the head of steam. Gives it to Davis. Davis across to Carpenter. LeBlanc in there as well. Driving and shooting and, not getting the basket, but getting knocked to the 94 by 50-foot chunk of wood was Carpenter. That would have been an and one. Foul on Knox. Is that 5 on him now, or is that 4?
I believe so. No, that's his 4th.
Yeah, my board says 4. Oh, the left-hander Carpenter misses. Wow. He's 1 out of 3 from the stripe. Yeah, there goes Knox now. He fouls out. Second free throw on the way, and that's made. And in comes Trey Johnson now for the Pilots. Out goes Davis.
Palace at least needed one of those 2 free throws to go down. They got it.
Yeah.
Now they have to get a stop. Get another bucket.
Yep. And got to make the free throws if we go to the stripe. Alan Tovar with it. Poking at him is LeBlanc. Hands off to Roy. Roy, a bounce or two with the left hand and the right hand. Goes down mid-block. A hop and a shot and an air ball. And no fresh 20. They gave him a fresh 20. Mistakenly, he heard Coach Blankenship say, no, don't give him a fresh 20.
Well, yeah, the ball didn't hit the rim, so no shot clock reset there. Should recall to about 9 or in the single digits.
That's like the third shot. It didn't hit the rim. He's right. Coach Blankenship, you can hear. So it would go down to 8 then. He's appealing to lead ref Cheney.
Cheney telling Coach Blankenship, we got it. It's all right. But you can definitely understand.
Underneath it goes to Alan Tovar, shoots an air ball, draws a foul with 3 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. Foul will be on Johnson. Alan Tovar kind of walking towards center court, lifting the right leg up and down. So Tovar at the line is 3 out of 6 from this charity stripe tonight. Make it 3 out of 7 as he back iron miss. So that's what the Pilots are hoping for. If they miss a free throw and the Lions get to the stripe, they hope they miss as many free throws as the Pilots miss. Davis will be back in here when it's dead. Tovar's second one, he makes that one. His 12th point. Lions up by a half dozen now, 65-59. 2:14 left in our overtime period. Paul King will bring it across the timeline. Hands to Davis. Davis whips it to Carpenter. High on the left side. Flanagan almost got tied up. Flanagan drives, stops, shoots, partially blocked. Alan Tovar gets it. Throws it to Anthony Roy.
Flanagan took a shot.
He did take a shot. There's Flanagan taking a shot at Dean and fouling him. So Dean will go to the stripe. $1:47 left in the overtime. Lions can add to a 6-point advantage.
You have to think if you're Coach Blankenship and company with the free throw game becoming more and more of a determining factor as Dean knocks down that first one. When does the math stop adding up?
Right. And that one just added up 5 out of 7 for Dean. Now his 10 points have 4 guys in double digits. And a 7-point advantage. That'll be their biggest lead of the afternoon. They had a 6-point advantage to the Lions earlier. Second one bouncing around and in. Second free throw made by Dean. 67 for the Lions, 59 for the Pilots. $1:43 to play in the overtime. Number 2 and number 4 in the NAIA rankings. Shooting at the baseline is Carpenter. Missed. Follow-up is rejected. Shot blocked on Brown's shot. Lions have it, and Dean will scoot across the half-court line. Over the shoulder pass to Roy. Roy will start in. One-arm pass underneath and sizing up would look like a slam jam, wham bam, thank you man, one-hand hammer, two-hand hammer, whatever hammer Brown was going to employ. Couldn't get the handle. His eyes got bigger than his stomach. He said, oh, here comes a jam. But nope, couldn't handle it. Draws a foul, though, does DeMonte. It's 1 out of 3 from the stripe tonight. And they could build a 10-point advantage here. Just going to try to get Coach right if the Lions end up winning. Or if the Pilots come back, we'll get Coach Blankenship. Have Brendan handle our post-game interview. Brown's 4th free throw of the afternoon goes through. It's now a 9-point lead for the Lions. Came in number 2. They were up 1 to the second position. LSU Shreveport went from 7 to 4 in the last poll. Second one is a good, and it's 69-59 Lions. $1:18 and counting. Charging into the paint with a nice move, but slapped down. Alan Tovar rejects Flanagan in the paint, and the whistle brings the action to a stop. Foul on Roy at the stripe. LeBlanc, Josh, Baton Rouge kid at the Nicholls State University before LSUS, misses the free throw. First attempt on the afternoon is 57 on the season from the charity line. Oh, and he misses second, rimming out. The arms of Alan Tovar. 65 seconds here in overtime. 10-point lead for the Lions. They have the ball. No-look pass fired by Lennox to Roy. He'll just dribble out. They'll just dribble around, content with the 10-point lead. 10 to shoot. Far right corner. Jab step by Brown. He didn't take the 3. Dribbles out high on the right side. 1 second to shoot. Fails. Boarded. Stop and pop on top of the key. Carpenter missed. Alan Tovar with his 12th rebound. But he's got 12-12. Double. Mosley had fouled out at 14 points and 12 points. There are 2 guys with double-doubles. Wow.
I think I just saw Toro Dean attempt a nutmeg on the fast break.
Missed the nutmeg, but I'll take your word for it. I was looking at my stat sheet.
Take a little look at Replay here as
Good, I want to see
Dean
this.
heads back to the charity stripe.
Yep. Dean at the stripe 8 times tonight. Ray's been there 8. They've each made 6 of the 8. And 7 out of 9 for Dean. He has 12 points. So they have 5 guys in double digits. Mosley's fouled out with 14. Alan Tovar has 12. Dean has 12. Roy 10. Brown 10. Look at 13 now for Dean. And 71-59. Langston has opened up a 12-point lead. Our waning seconds of this big NAIA matchup. Missed shot. Alan Tovar skied up to get the board, and he knocked it out of bounds. So 20.1 seconds left.
Jimmy, got to be honest, the best way to describe this overtime period, even the latter half of the fourth, or the latter half of the second half, is the sand falling out of the hourglass.
Yep, on the Pilots, who led the end of the first half 30-26, and it was tied 56 at the end of 2. Flanagan gets stripped, and just an underhand pass now to Dean. Will come across the half-court line as they count it down. 6, 5, 4, 3, and that'll wrap her up. Our final in this big NAIA game here at the SID in Fort Worth. 71 for Langston University and 59 for the visitors from LSUS. As Coach Chris Wright will turn it over here to Brendan here in a shake. You ready to go? We got 1 minute. We'll put you on camera here. As Chris Wright, the winning head coach, as Langston knocks off LSUS 71-59 in overtime. And let us now go to Brendan Snow. Brendan.
Congratulations on the overtime win, 71-59. Talk about how your Lions, despite maybe a slow start, never went away, just kept on fighting.
Yeah, offensively, we were about as bad as you could be in the first half, and part of that is LSU Shreveport's really good, and it's definitely had the feel of a national tournament game. Obviously, they're really, really good, and so it's a great test for us.
And then your team's defense only giving up 59 points to LSU Shreveport. I heard you a few times in huddle really congratulating your guys on the defense they played. What brought them up to the challenge today?
That's our identity. We have really good players, but at the end of the day, I think if you're going to have a chance to win a national title, you've got to be elite defensively. And we're not there yet, but we're getting better.
Well, appreciate the time, Coach. We'll see you when you come back to play the Rams in a few weeks.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
There he goes. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Coach Chris Wright. The Sooner Athletic Conference Langston Lions beat LSU Shreveport 71-59. It was 30-26 LSUS at the end of 1 and 56-56 at the end of the second half, which led to the overtime. Good interview. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Coach Wright. We'll wrap her up here in a second. 71-59 on this Oklahoma Four Dealers Game of the Week goes to Langston of the Sooner Athletic Conference, beating LSUS from the Red River Athletic Conference. We'll have more coming up on the Antlers Sports Network.
literal. I'm making money, it's digital. They watch how I step in this pivotal. They wanna be me in this pivotal. I cannot be no one.
Give it everything. At Pelshake and Tyler, we're tough. Never quits.
My name is Nathan LeMaster. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and here I have the Pill Puncher. This device, ladies and gentlemen, will help you get into pill packages very easily, sanitarily, and effectively. All you got to do is take the point, puncture the back, right there. Take the device, put it over the pill, like so. Push it down, drops it into the reservoir, and there you go, folks. Why make this harder on yourselves? Save your fingers and get your Pill Puncher today.
Welcome back to the SID, a quiet SID in the aftermath of the Langston 71-59 victory over LSU Shreveport, our Oklahoma Ford Dealers player of the game of the week. And our player of the game, I guess, is we're going to dive into stats here. We're talking about Cortez Mosley at 14 points and 12 boards, Jared, and Torrey Dean at 13 and 3 with 6 assists. They had J. Allen Tovar with 12. Anthony Roy, their leading scorer, coming in at 10 points, and J. Allen Tovar had a double-double as well as he had 12 boards, and then 10 points for DeMonte Brown. But do we agree on Cortez Mosley as our player of the game?
Yeah, for sure. Mosley down the stretch was definitely the, I guess you could say, best or most efficient offensive asset for Langston down the stretch until, of course, he fouled out of the game. Of course, that equation was taken, but credit to the Lions. Your best player comes out of the game, especially in a big game like this. It can be easy to just crush and fold, especially against a team, an LSUS team that showed great promise coming into that second half with a great fire with the 6-0 start that they had. Fouls out, and they survived. So definitely, I can agree with that. I can dig it.
Pilots had 4 guys coming in, averaging double figures. They had 3 in today's game. Damon Davis, 15 points with 5 boards and assist, 14, 2 and 2 for Melvian Flanagan off the chairs. Calvin Carpenter, 11 points with 4 boards, 7 and 5 for James Ellis, the big fella, a starter. And LeBlanc threw in 6 with 3 boards as well. But, yeah, they just couldn't get the 3 to go, could Langston, but that didn't make any differences. You know, we're tied 56 at the end of the second half, and they went on to win 71-59, despite the fact they shot just 13.6% from three-point land.
And that's just one of the many stats where they say numbers don't lie, but I feel like they might have lied just a tad bit in this one. LSU Shreveport had better field goal percentage, three-point percentage, rebounds, total offense and defense for the entirety of the game. And only thing really different, Langston had 15 turnovers in comparison to LSUS's 24. So we talked about how turnovers are going to be an important aspect of this game. Look at that. Even though LSUS had Langston on the ropes in terms of every other major stat, Langston had fewer turnovers and came away with a victory in overtime.
They did indeed, 71-59. They were ranked number 4 coming in, LSU Shreveport. Let's see if they drop now a bit. Langston, number 2 coming in, and they definitely won't have their ranking affected by dropping. Maybe they'll even go up to number 1. Grace, Indiana was the number 1 team in the NAIA coming in. Langston wins at 71-59 over LSU Shreveport. For Antler Sports Network, you want to grab a break, or let's just get out of here? Let's just get out of here. We'll wrap her up. Speaking of the Antler Sports Network, the next college hoop game on ASN2 will be on January 27th, right here at the Sid Richardson Center. Texas Wesleyan hosts Southwestern Assemblies in the Battle of 287. Tip-off at 3:45 Central Time on ASN2. For Antler Sports Network and Jared Jones, Brendan Snow, James McBride, Ricky Dotson, head coach Brendan Shingleton of the Rams, both head coaches of LSU, Blankenship, and Chris Wright of Langston. For everybody here at Texas Wesleyan, Jimmy the Saint saying so long, happy holidays, as Langston beats LSU 71-59 over the LSU Shreveport Pilots. Adios.